This is Game Day exclusive on Talksport with myself, Hugh Wissoncroft. Every game seeming absolutely vital right now, especially at the bottom of the Premier League table, with just 3 points separating 15th and 18th. Leeds United desperate to stay in the top flight where they feel they rightly belong, while Brentford, who spent most of their existence in the lower tiers, are targeting a debut in European football. Kickoff comes very shortly, live and exclusive here. Former West Ham striker Dean Ashton and Mark Wilson are in West Yorkshire. Let's very quickly touch on some of the day's other results in the Premier League, and the one that we've just heard. Everton 3, Chelsea 0, a double for Beto. One was a Robert Sanchez shocker as well. Iliman Ndiaye, a superb strike for the third. That moves Everton 3 points behind Liverpool, while Chelsea lose for the fourth time in a row in all competitions. Brighton beat Liverpool by 2-1. You heard it live here on Talksport at lunchtime. Danny Welbeck with a double as Liverpool lose for the 10th time in the Premier League this season as defending Premier League champions. And Fulham beat Burnley by 3-1. Raul Jimenez scoring the third Fulham goal and paying tribute to his late father. A reminder, I think some things are far bigger than football, and our condolences to all of the Jimenez family. But Dean, let's get your views on some of what happened today. Let's start, I think, with Liverpool, shall we? And Arne Slot, is he hanging on? Is this the long goodbye, do you think?
It's got that feeling. I mean, obviously the win in Europe in midweek kind of gave him a shot in the arm, certainly, I think, with the Liverpool supporters, albeit Galatasaray didn't put up the fight I thought they would do. But there's been some really bad signs, certainly after European games, for Liverpool and Arne Slot. And I think it's the lack of intensity that shocked me more than anything. That's what I think when I think about Liverpool generally as a club, is that they will make it so difficult because of that intensity that they always seem to have. Something is missing. It's really hard to put your finger on exactly what it is, but it is going to land at the manager's door. That's the issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And it might do at Stamford Bridge as well for Liam Rosenior. 4 defeats in a row in all competitions. 3-0 defeat away at Everton after that huge disappointment against Paris Saint-Germain in Europe as well in midweek. Will he be Chelsea boss next season?
I think it's debatable. I think it is because, you know, of course he's got his own way of doing things, and he's certainly backed himself, and I think he's totally being himself, which is, I think, really important for him. People won't like some of his methods. I think we've already seen that, and there's some really bad trends in terms of that now lack of scoring goals. Don't look like keeping a clean sheet. That's 9 certainly without one in the Premier League for Liam Rosenior. So some bad signs for Chelsea, and they can't not have Champions League football if they want to be the club that they expect to be. Champions League football's a must.
Yeah, absolutely. You wonder if it looks like it might not happen, whether he'll even stay for the remainder of the season. We shall see. Anyway, let's refocus in on Leeds against Brentford, kicking off in 6 or so minutes. And I wanted to talk to you, Dean, about the 2 number 9s. Lovely and emotional scenes this week. 24-year-old Igor Thiago's family watching on back home in Brazil as Carlo Ancelotti named him in the Brazil squad for the first time. His remarkable second year in the Premier League seen him get 19 goals. He didn't score in his injury-hit debut season, having joined from Club Brugge for £30 million in July of 2024. How good has he been?
Terrific, wholesome, wasn't it? Watching that, and fully deserved, because I think not only has he had the goals, but I think his all-round play has really impressed me in terms of his hold-up play. Actually, he's for such a big guy, he's a real big threat in behind us as well. And then when those chances come along, he's shown he can finish, and he's not bad at penalties either, is he? So it wouldn't be a bad player to have at a World Cup, that's for sure. But fully deserved. And again, a big coup for Brentford in terms of unearthing another forward.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin back in the England squad. He missed a key penalty last weekend. Hasn't scored in his past 5 games. It's 2 in his last 11. Has he run out of steam?
I just think that is him. I think he is quite streaky anyway, has been throughout his whole career. What he always does give you is a hell of a lot up there. That work ethic, brilliant in the air, superb leap, can link the play. It's just in front of goal. He is streaky. I don't think he'll ever change that.
Okay, over on Talksport 2 Live, PGA Tour golf from the Valspar Championship third round at Copperhead. But here, live and exclusive Premier League action as Leeds United go for a huge win to boost their survival hopes. And Brentford look to take a big step towards European qualification. Your match commentators, the former West Ham and England striker Dean Ashton, and Talksport's Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Hugh. Feels like a massive game tonight for Leeds United. 3 points above the drop zone. Can they get a big 3 points here? It is worth knowing they've got 4 home games remaining. They play Wolves and Burnley here, as well as Brighton, so they will feel there's enough points in those 4 games to ensure survival. For Brentford, it's been a great day without kicking a ball. Teams above them in the race for Europe have dropped points, certainly in terms of the top 5, and that opens the door. Win for Brentford tonight. They're 1 point off a possible Champions League place. We're about to get underway. We'll run through the 2 teams in just a moment, but before kick-off we will be having a minute's applause in memory of Christopher Loftus and Kevin Spate, 2 Leeds fans who tragically lost their lives 26 years ago, and this being the closest home game to that anniversary, Leeds will pay their respects here at a packed out and emotional Elland Road. Marching on together, rings around this famous old ground. Not a seat to be had here. Brentford in their red and white shirts with the black shorts and black socks, and Leeds all in white. It's some anthem, this, isn't it? Great atmosphere here at Elland Road.
Always is, always is. And it's then just down to the players to keep that going, because when they get behind them, they're a force. Difficult place to play football for an away team.
Yeah, certainly is. Just going through the coin toss ahead of the game. It is our 5th exclusive national radio commentary of the day, and it's a massive game in the Premier League. The only place you'll hear it is live here on Talksport. Leeds trying to avoid relegation. Brentford chasing down Europe for the first time in their history. The players gather round on the edge of the centre circle then, and soon Elland Road will fall silent as we remember 2 fans who went to the football and tragically never made it home. The 2 captains will lay wreaths at the side of the dugouts, as will the Leeds United chairman and managing director as well. There's a plaque over on the far side of the ground here at Elland Road.
The 5th of April will mark 26 years since Christopher Loftus and Kevin Spate travelled to watch Leeds in Europe and never came home. 2 innocent men murdered for no other reason than supporting their team. Both captains have played Leeds next to the dugout pitch side, but they asked everyone to join us in a minute's applause to remember the 2 men who loved our club so much. Our thoughts continue to be with their families and friends. Chris and Ken, you'll never forget it.
A wonderful tribute here for 2 people who will long live in the memories of all Leeds fans, Christopher Loftus and Kevin Spate, who went to the football and they never came home 26 years ago. Family of both are here tonight. Hope they have an enjoyable evening at the football. And we're about to get underway. Leeds desperate for a win. Can they pick up all 3 points? Can Brentford chase down Europe? It's all to play for. I think we're going to get a wide open game here, Dean.
Yeah, I agree. I think Leeds getting to play first in that relegation battle with the others waiting tomorrow can of course put down that marker with 3 points that would mentally hurt the other teams ready for the games tomorrow. That's got to be in their mind.
Yeah, certainly has. Leeds, as we get underway, Brentford will hoist it high, almost rugby style, towards the far side. It's headed away by Justin, who is playing in that left back position. It is Bogle on the near side, he heads it forward, but Brentford already on the front foot. They play it forward, looked like they were offside, and Thiago was offside. Give me the lineup. Starlo in goal, Justin, Rodon, Beal, Struck and Bogle, the back five. Ampadu, Stack and Aronson behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin, recalled by England this week, and Lucas Nemecha. For Brentford, a couple of changes. There's no Damsgaard, he's out. Ouattara drops to the bench as Ethan Pinnock comes in. His first start in the Premier League since September. Yarmoliuk comes in the midfield as well. Kelleher in goal. Coyote, Vandenberg, Pinnock, Collins, Lewis Potter across the back. Yarmoliuk, Jensen, Henderson and Schade, with Igor Thiago celebrating that Brazil call-up, leading the line. 19 Premier League goals for him, just 3 behind Erling Haaland. But I tell you what, early signs here. Brentford have come very much to attack. Keith Andrews, heard from him before the game, Dean. He was saying he expects Leeds to throw everything at them. Well, he's come determined to give them something back. Yeah,
and it's interesting that he talked about what a physical game it's going to be. Ethan Pinnock added to that back line. You would expect set plays once again, I'm sure, to play a big part. But look, when you have had such a good season as Brentford have, there'd be no need to be so worried to sit back. I think they can trust that they've got good enough players to make it really difficult for Leeds. And actually, Leeds are the ones with all the pressure on them.
Yeah, certainly are. And Leeds, who were, I thought, quite poor against Sunderland here in their most recent home Premier League game when they were beaten by a penalty late on in the piece. I think they need to be proactive. They need to take the fight to Brentford, but they've got to be careful because Brentford very, very good on their travels. Here now is Darlow, all in blue. Leeds all in white. In front of him, here's Pascal Strout, rolls it out on the far side. Ball back to Ampadu. Ampadu plays it off, it's played forward. Collins, the Brentford captain, intercepts, it's flicked away. They're not offside on the far side. Thiago might have been in the middle, ball drilled into the middle, and it's put behind for a corner. And already Brentford looking very, very dangerous. Early corner here, 2 minutes on the clock, 0-0.
Yeah, loose pass from Strout into the middle of the pitch, picked up by Collins into Schade, a flick round the corner. Yarmoliuk it was who was onside, Thiago offside, but then he gets himself back onside for that cross, dangerous cross. Strout making amends for his mistake by clearing.
Yeah, going to be a corner in front of the Cop end at Leeds defender. Way to our left here at Ellen Road. They're all stood up in that end of the ground. Can Brentford silence Ellen Road with an early goal here? Corner about to be delivered from their right-hand side. It's going to swing away from goal. There's bodies flying into the 6-yard box. It's cleared away by Leeds. Ball will break to Henderson. Tried to hook it in. It's headed away. Here's Coyote. He'll feed it out wide on the Brentford right. Flick down the touchline. Justin should get there first, but makes a bit of a mess of his clearance and in the end just pokes it out for a throw in.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it, from Justin? And that is the issue with playing Brentford. What you think is just a simple clearance turns into another set piece defensive action that you have to then undertake.
Yeah, here's Michael Coyote there with this long throw. He's level with the edge of the penalty area, far side. The right as Brentford attack away to the left. There are bodies circling around Carl Darlow. Here comes the throw now. It's launched in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Heads go up. Leeds headed away. Headed back into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's still not cleared. Brentford have it. Here now is Lewis Potter on the left-hand side. Bogle in front of him. Couple of step overs. Bogle tried to just force him away and in the end did well defensively there. Henderson stands at the cross. There are plenty of red and white shirts there, but the offside flag's gone up, much to the relief of Ellen Road, and it's a free kick, and that'll just allow things to calm down for Leeds. 4 gone, 0-0.
Yeah, and that shouldn't happen. Henderson's got time on the ball to look up, so you should make sure you are onside. You know he's just going to clip that high up, get yourself back onside, keep the momentum and the pressure on Leeds, and you just release that with a bit of lazy play.
Yeah, we mentioned 5 live and exclusive national radio commentaries today across the Premiership and in the Championship. We've got another one tomorrow, and it is a blockbuster as well. Newcastle Sunderland, the Time Weir derby, live from midday. Joe Shannon, Steve Howe and Mickey Gray will be our team on the ground for that one. Then we've got the Carabao Cup at Wembley as Arsenal take on Manchester City. Here come Brentford again, attacking down their right-hand side. And Leeds have got out of their own half yet, have they?
No. It's been excellent, hasn't it, from Brentford into their forwards again. Schade, a real threat in behind. Thiago, he can go into his feet and his chest and they can play off.
Keith Andrews looking on the edge of his technical area as Leeds finally get out of their own half, but Brentford win the header on halfway. Leeds can bring it down. Here's Joe Rodon. Lays it down the line here for Bogle's giving it away straight to Thiago. The break was on momentarily, but Leeds, in fairness, won it back. But that's not the first time Leeds have been sloppy in possession.
Yeah, just a bit edgy, isn't it, from the Leeds players? Again, not with the confidence at the moment of victory, so and understanding the importance of this game, not really settled into it.
Yeah, of course, it is very easy for me to say Leeds should just come out and throw everything at Brentford, but they're a very good outfit, aren't they? When they get the ball, they look so dangerous.
But still, Leeds looking to try and play through. Well, you've got two big centre forwards up there as well. You can just bypass the Brentford midfield and just go into them.
Yeah, ball played forward, and it does eventually roll out of play for a throw-in. Reminder today in the Premier League, Brighton early on, Danny Welbeck with a double. Brighton 2, Liverpool 1. Fulham beat Burnley 3-1, and Everton 3-0 winners over Chelsea. And now Igor Thiago has won his side a corner. Struijk has gone down. He's protesting, felt he was fouled. Referee's having none of it, and it's another set-piece opportunity here for Brentford. And just a word on Thiago. Obviously, Igor Thiago, he's got his 19 goals already. What's he feeling like? What were you feeling like when you got that first England call? He's been called up from Brazil. He must feel like he's on the moon at the minute.
Of course. Culmination of all the hard work from when you're a child, that dream of representing your country, when it finally lands at your door, like you said, confidence is just sky high.
So, corner, going to be an in-swinger this time. There are about 15 players in and around the 6-yard box. Darlow stood there with his arms above his head. Ball is whipped into that area. It's going to follow the far post, and it's poked away by Stack. Just in the nick of time. Great defending from Stack. Leeds survived, but that was dangerous.
Yeah, wasn't it a great delivery from Jensen? Arcing in towards the 6-yard line. Darlow's just crowded. He can't see the ball. Brentford couldn't quite direct the header towards goal and just up in the air.
Another throw-in from the far side. Coyote will take it again. Leeds with more defending to do. This was not the start they envisaged here. 7.5 gone, live on Talksport. Ellen Road, it's 0-0. Long throw comes in again towards the 6-yard box. Heads go up. It's into the 6-yard box, then cleared away. Now Aronson is streaking away. He's got no support whatsoever with him, and he's eased off the ball, and then a strong challenge comes in from Rodon, who wins the throw-in on halfway. That was good work from Aronson. He had very little on there. He just had to be brave and carry it as far as he could.
Oh, that's what he does, though, isn't it? Tenacious. The American got his team out of that zone that they were in. Such a willing runner. That's why he's kept his place in the team all season.
Yeah, he has become a big part of Leeds' survival ambitions, and now Pascal Struijk does get a free kick. Thiago fouled him in the centre circle, and it's Leeds who have a chance maybe to go forward here. They'll play it short. Here is Struijk invited forward. He drives into the Brentford half, wide on the left. A chance here now for Justin. Works it onto his right foot, whips one in early. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was waiting, ball didn't quite reach him, and now Brentford looking to counter. Will bring the ball up towards the halfway line here, and that's, well, I was going to say a good challenge, but Jensen went down, and the referee says that Stack fouled him, and that's a free kick for Brentford. Still 0-0.
No, that was a cheap free kick, really. I mean, he's not really been pushed there. Jensen, he knows he's under pressure, he falls down. Jared Gillett has fallen for it and given the free kick. Daniel Farke furious there on the touchline.
Yeah, well, did that stay in for Brentford? The official said it did. Keane Lewis Potter drills one across the face of play, and it was just too strong. Coyote had stayed forward, and he just couldn't get on the end of it. That was a good effort there from Keane Lewis Potter, but it's behind for a goal kick to Leeds. It remains 0-0. Of course, there's some massive games tomorrow in the Premier League, certainly down at the bottom. Here goes Jayden Bogle. Calvert-Lewin's gone down clutching his back. Bogle gets past his man, driving into the penalty area, just dwelt, and it goes down. There was no contact there. He's asked for a penalty as Calvert-Lewin hobbles into play. Might need to get hobbling a bit quicker because he's got the ball here. He'll feed it wide. Here now is a chance for Ampadu. Ampadu on the right, curls one in towards the Metro. It'll fall at the far post for Justin. He'll lay it back to Pascal Struijk. Leeds' best spell comes in the 10th minute. 0-0, but Leeds just enjoying a little bit of go forward here. Calvert-Lewin looks to be moving freely enough after that awkward looking fall. Ball on the left. Can they find a cross? Leeds? It's deflected, it's behind. Much better from Leeds United.
Yeah, moving the ball more quickly with a bit more freedom there, Leeds United. Obviously, it was a nervy start, but the players, in particular the wide players, Bogle and Justin, just getting into the game. No way was it a penalty. Bogle tripping really over his own feet, but they've got a corner and a chance.
Yeah, they have. Set pieces at the other end. Now it's Brentford's turn to defend. You're live on Talksport at Ellen Road. A cauldron atmosphere here as Leeds looking to get in front. They're going to whip in the corner now towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed away. Aronson challenges edge of the box. There might have been a clash of heads there. I think the referee will stop play. There's a Brentford player gone down. And while Leeds fans don't like it, I think there was a bump on the back of the head of the Brentford player there. And we will stop play.
Yeah, and rightly so. The referee doesn't really have a choice. Jensen holding his head. Aronson it was that went up for the header. He did just catch him, possibly with the shoulder rather than a head-to-head clash.
Leeds fans are not happy, but this is right, isn't it? They had to stop. There was a bang on the head. Jared Gillett, the official in the middle tonight, our VAR. Matthew Donoghue, hopefully we'll not be speaking about him tonight. Just a word on the England squad. Obviously, Danny Welbeck scored a double again today. I mean, not so much dropping a hint, is he, to Thomas Tuchel, but would you have picked him?
Well, I think it was between probably Solanke, Calvert-Lewin and Danny Welbeck. I think Welbeck can feel a little hard done by that he wasn't given that opportunity, as Thomas Tuchel talked about. That's what it is right now, is that opportunity for certain players to show that they deserve to be part of the squad for the World Cup. But all you can do, shows his attitude, is to perform for your team. And there's still time.
Yeah, there is. Certainly is. Leeds get it back then. We've had 12 on the clock here. Mark Wilson with the former England striker Dean Ashton. Leeds 0, Brentford 0. Stack edge of the area, lays it out wide on the Leeds left. Ball whipped in towards Calvert-Lewin, who was near post. There was no one behind him. Here now is Joe Rodon, encouraged to shoot from 35 yards out. Gives it instead to Bogle. Bogle will lay it back. Rodon's going to hit it first time into the box. Oh, there's a slip. Justin had got into a good position there, and he slipped right at the vital moment, and then it's overrun by Strauch, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Still 0-0.
Yeah, he did. Vital slip by Justin. Otherwise, I think he would have had a good opportunity to attack that cross, but much better from Leeds getting themselves into the game finally.
Yeah, remains goalless here. Mentioned it is a huge day tomorrow in the football world. We'll of course be live at St James's Park. Live and exclusive national radio commentaries. Newcastle take on Sunderland. It's Villa West Ham and Spurs Forest. We'll be all over that tomorrow around the grounds, and then we'll be at Wembley for Arsenal against Manchester City. What a psychological blow it would be if Leeds were to get 3 points here tonight, because all of a sudden it puts even more pressure on those down below them.
That's what it's all about, certainly at this stage of the season.
Here's a ball over the top. Bogle's made a great run into the edge of the area, gets past one man, covering man, and the clearance off Pinnock hit Bogle and went straight to the keeper. Thought for a second he was going to be in there, but the ball just wouldn't sit for Jaden Bogle, and it's cleared away long downfield. Stratwood's had another slip from a Leeds player here. Brentford pounce upon it. The ball is poked forward. I think Rodon wanted his goalkeeper to come and get that. He didn't, and Rodon's clearance comes off the midfielder Matthias Jensen and behind for a goal kick. But there are a few Leeds players just falling over here.
Slick, isn't it?
Yeah.
The surface, and the sort of turf just coming away as you slide in, as it almost used to. But Bogle, brilliant run from that wide right wing-back position. Just waited for one of the forwards to drag a centre-back out, and then made that darting run over the top and was found. Didn't quite get hold of it in the end.
Yeah, lovely play again from Bogle. Hits it to Rodon. Ampadu will bring it forward. He gets it away. Navecha just looking for a touch. Comes towards halfway. Gets it now. Advances down the left-hand side at trotting pace, gets it back, and Leeds just happy to keep the ball, but Brentford are pushing, and they're going to make them go all the way back to Darlow. Has it right on the edge of his D, and again Brentford press high up the field, almost challenging Leeds to play their way through it. Calvert-Lewin couldn't win the header. Jensen's header was a poor one. Ampadu will bring it down. Gets it away on the far side for Leeds, who, after a bit of a shaky start, just starting to enjoy more of the possession now.
Yeah, they are. I can see why Pinnock has been brought in now. You look at those three centre-backs for Brentford, all 6 foot plus, because you've got the strength in the air of Calvert-Lewin. Pinnock with a good header against Calvert-Lewin as that was played up.
Yeah, he's no nonsense, isn't he, Pinnock? Not played in the Premier League since September. But he's thrown in tonight and trusted by Keith Andrews to get the job done for Brentford. Here's Kelleher, all in green. Plays it out on the near side to Collins, who's the Brentford captain tonight. Ball flicked round the corner by Jensen. Now he plays it into Lewis Potter. Turns away from one, turns away from two. Beautiful. Can he find Thiago down this near side? He can. He got Thiago, comes into the edge of the area, drills in a cross. He'd have loved to have been on the end of that one. It just evaded Chada, and it's recycled by Brentford, who have it on their left-hand side. A play off road and out for a throw-in. That was lovely. That was a decent ball in, but no Brentford player on the end of it.
Oh, so sexy though, wasn't it, from Lewis Potter, that footwork. Honestly, because he knew exactly what he was doing with the two players around him. Just two chops to get away from them. Out to Thiago. Really good delivery in, like you said. Chada trying to get across the front, just ahead of him.
Yeah, throw in for Lewis Potter. We've been playing 16 and a half minutes. Ball flicked into the penalty area. Strout clears it to Rodon. He slices it out. It's going to be a big couple of weeks, isn't it, for the Welsh internationals, the likes of Rodon, Ampadu, Dan James are going to be in those playoffs, hoping that they can make it to the World Cup. I'm sure the manager will be hoping everyone gets through unscathed. That'll be the number one for Craig Bellamy and co. Coyote then about to launch one in. Takes his long run. It's about 25 yards out from the corner flag, left-hand side of the field. Here he comes now. Hurls it straight towards Darlow. It's flicked on and straight to Darlow. Collins it was who got a header on it, but Darlow, it was comfortable straight at him. Leeds defended it well again.
We had a fantastic view of that. We were right behind Coyote there as that was fizzed out of his hands in towards the penalty area. You saw Collins get the flick just too close to Darlow, but you can just see what a threat that's going to be with how flat it goes in.
Yeah, you almost feel they're better off with throw-ins rather than corners, yes, don't you? They've got more chance of getting on the end of it. Here on the far side, Leeds attacking down their left. Justin lays it to Ampadu, edge of the area. Tries to work it through to Calvert-Lewin. Tried to chest it down. It was a pretty awkward ball to deal with. He did his best. It's cleared, but here's Anton Stack, picks it up 25. He can hit them, but he pokes it wide to Bogle. Bogle's cross is deflected, loops up. It's headed away from Keller, headed off the line by Coyote. Will it fall for Leeds? No, it won't on that far side, but they keep it in. And Leeds close to the opening goal. Ball whipped back into the penalty area, and it's cleared away by Brentford, who just looked a little bit ragged there for a moment.
Didn't they just? But it's brilliant from Calvert-Lewin, and it just shows how good his leap is. Goalkeepers think they're just going to go up and claim, and he's up there, glove height, with his flick on there. Calvert-Lewin, if only one of his teammates had reacted, thinking that he would have got the header on that, maybe they would have had a tap-in header. Coyote doing really well.
Yeah, well, there's a long throw from Ethan Ampadu. He's almost in the Brentford fans. He's leaning that far back. He comes forward now. He launches one in. It's a little bit more aerial, but he gets good distance on it. He'll fall on the volley. Justin hits it. It's bouncing around in the penalty area, but should be brought away. Brave challenge from Strout. Wins it back for Leeds. Ball looking for Aronson. It's too deep, and it's going to roll out for a goal kick. Once again, Leeds huffing and puffing, but not quite creating the chance to get to Keller.
No, neither team really creating anything of note. It's all a little bit scrappy, working on those knockdowns and set plays, yet to have any real flow in any of the attacks.
Yeah, ball played forward, looking for Thiago. Ball dealt with and cleared away. Was there a nudge there on halfway by Leeds? Not, says the referee. It's played forward. Brentford looking to get on the end of it. It's 2-on-2. Here goes Thiago. Gets a shot and just pulls it wide. There wasn't really a lot on for him there, but he still managed to get the effort away. But he pulls it just wide of Darlow's post.
Yeah, he was having a real tussle with Biol as that ball bounced in between them. And he was just strong enough to get hold of it as it was bouncing. Little flash volley through the legs of Biol, but harmlessly wide.
Yeah, it is Still Leeds 0, Brentford 0. For the latest odds, head to Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage. Right now, Leeds 6-4, Brentford 7-4. The draw is 15-8. That's all thanks to Betfair. Playing a different league this season with Safe Sub from Betfair. 18+, gambleaware.org. Here now is Thiago, pounces on the ball, edge of the area, tries to pull it back. There was nobody with him. The likes of Schade and Jensen were arriving, but too late. We need to get more bodies forward to support Thiago at the moment. The confidence he's got, he must feel like he's going to get first to everything. That's a risky clearance there, but a silly foul from Kevin Schade, and that allows Leeds to get a free kick. After Leeds are in a spot of bother there. That wasn't a great clearance from Bogle, but Leeds get the free kick. Yeah,
they obviously work on it though, Brentford, in terms of knowing that they're just going to help that on, hook it in behind. The two forwards always alert to it. It was a stunning touch from Thiago out of the sky. I just thought he rushed it a little bit. He must have known that they weren't quite up there with him. Just delay, try and allow them to get into a better position. Instead he just played it in, and it was an easy clearance for Biol.
Yeah, it was a bit of a floaty ball in, hoping someone would get on the end of it by the time it came down, and it was Leeds who cleared it away. It's 0-0 here. Mark Wilson with the former West Ham man Dean Ashton live at Ellen Road. No real clear-cut chances yet. Plenty of intent. And the game maybe needs a goal, and it's out for a throw-in that Brentford will have just about 20 yards inside the Leeds half. They'll play it back towards the halfway line. Leeds have retreated back, everybody back. Calvert-Lewin now will try and lead the press. Here's Collins, he's closed down by Aronson, and that's a good work from Leeds. They're forcing Brentford back here. Hinson with a little flick looking for Keane Lewis Potter. He'll have to go back. It comes off Aronson. Right in front of Daniel Farke. What will he have made of the opening half of this first half?
Well, I think he'd been disappointed that say they allowed Brentford to have such a good start in the first 5 or 7 minutes. I think that would have probably disappointed him in terms of wanting to get at Brentford and lift the crowd, but they've sort of settled into it, and it's difficult. You know, are you looking for wonderful football at this stage of the season if you're Leeds United? Difficult under these sort of pressures to play your best football.
The ball's gone out for a throw-in. It actually came out off Yarmoliuk, but the referee deemed that Coyote had been fouled on the pass that led up to that. Bit of miscontrol. And I don't think, having seen the replay, I don't think James Justin can have any complaints about that. Just had a push out with both hands into the chest of the fullback. And Gavin Kelleher will come forward to take the free kick right over on the far side here at Ellen Road. It is still 0-0. Tomorrow, Newcastle Sunderland, live and exclusive on Talksport, 12 o'clock for that one. That place will be rocking tomorrow. Can Newcastle bounce back after that midweek thumping by Barcelona? The ball with Ampadu, he was fouled as he brought it forward. It's just got a bit stop-start at the minute, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, most of the game has been played aerially rather than on the deck. And obviously that doesn't allow for easy chances to be made.
Well, Jensen there was dribbling up the touchline, going the wrong way, and eventually miscontrolled it. It's out for a throw-in right on halfway. Joe Rodon will take it. He's just waiting. Keith Andrews stood right next to him here as he takes the throw-in. The Welsh international will launch it down the touchline. Calvert-Lewin the target, doesn't reach him. Jensen hooks it forward looking for Thiago. It's picked up and Leeds will just roll it back inside their own half. Here's Jacobiel. He'll come forward. Gets it away to Pascal Strout. Strout looking for a ball over the top. Stack's made a good run. Got him behind, flicks it back here. It's Bogle who's in the area. Back to goal. Has to lay it back to Justin. Goes for the curling shot. It was the right idea. The execution was awful. It was about 10 yards over the top. And it's behind for a goal kick. Still 0-0.
Yeah, good running off the ball, wasn't it, from Stack? Really intelligent play in terms of that awareness of where Bogle was. He just had a little look and just headed it backwards off the back of his head towards Bogle, who then set up Justin. And you're right, sized up that far corner with the curler. Not his best.
No. Well, we're in the 26th minute now, and again the fans will respond here in memory of Christopher Loftus and Kevin Spate. In just a few moments' time, ball played forward for Schade. That come off. I thought that came off Strout, but referee said no. It's behind for a goal kick, and it remains goalless here at Ellen Road. Big night. Leeds 3 points above the drop zone. Remember, a win for Brentford. They will go within 1 point of 5th place Liverpool. Good tracking back there from Thiago, but at the expense of a throwing over on the far side. What will Keith Andrews have made of his opening, do you think?
I think he'll be really pleased. He'll be really pleased with the way that they've asserted themselves on the game. The two forward players are nice and alert to the ball over the top. They've got in a couple of times without really making anything of it yet, but that'll please him still.
Yeah, it will.
Just seen Okafor actually just come out to warm up. He was getting a little round of applause. I think they've missed him since his injury.
Here come Brentford now. Bit of room for Collins. Daniel Farke just trying to encourage his team to get back, but Collins has made it all the way to the edge of the penalty area. Lays it off for Keane Lewis Potter. Thought about whipping the crossing first time, didn't. Gets it back off Henderson. And now Ellen Road will rise. 26 minutes on the clock here in memory of Christopher Loftus and Kevin Spate, who lost their lives in Istanbul. Brentford will have the ball, and they will... Well, Henderson's thinking about going back to Kelleher, and that's what he'll do. A lot of the fans turning their back on the action for a minute. Kelleher has it on the penalty spot, plays it forward. He'll doesn't win the header against Thiago. He'll fall now for Schade, who's got that left wrist bandaged up. Schade working his way to the edge of the box, lays it wide for Coyote. Coyote stands up the cross. Darlow should come and get it. Thiago challenged him and Darlow dropped it. He eventually came up with the ball on the floor, but Thiago proving a physical threat there when the ball came in as well. Perfectly allowed to challenge for it, and he did challenge for it. Darlow almost spilt it.
Yeah, you usually give away a free kick now if you go up and challenge with the goalkeeper and crash into him. Bit of a mismatch. Darlow a little bit leaner, isn't he? And Thiago, muscular frame, just pushed him to the ground.
Yeah, he did. Here now, good work down that far side. Nemecha wins a throw-in for Leeds. 27 on the clock, still 0-0 here. You are listening to Leeds against Brentford on Talksport with Sky Sports. Don't forget that with Now, you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Leeds against Brentford, live right now. Search Now Sports for more details. Here's Rodon, wide on the Leeds right-hand side. Pokes it down the touchline, but it's intercepted. But Henderson's pass bounces straight out of play. Throw-in for Leeds. You just feel if Leeds, got the first goal, it really makes it, because then Brentford have got to come out and really go at it.
Yeah, of course. They're just struggling to really, certainly play through the middle. I think out wide is where they've had a bit of joy, Leeds, but through the middle, just struggling to really get the ball into Calvert-Lewin and Mecha. Henderson and Yarmouk doing a very good job in just screening the back three.
Yeah, they are. They've not really had a clean touch, have they, either of the Leeds forwards? Will they get on the end of this long throw? There is a flick on. It'll fall there. And there was almost a chance for Nemecha. He just couldn't bring it under control. He does keep it now, but he's had to go out the penalty area to keep hold of it. He still does well. Gets it back to Stack. 30 yards out from goal. He'll feed it into Aronson, who's got Bogle with him. Bogle is 30 yards out. He's going to have a crack. It hit a Brentford defender, Lewis Potter, I think it was, who got that one in the face, but did well, and it's out for a throw-in for Leeds United.
I think that was the right decision there from Bogle, because he's under pressure. His body's in the area. Why not flash that in towards them? Could have taken a deflection. Lewis Potter in the way with his nose in the end.
Yeah, he did well, didn't he?
Unfortunately.
Stayed on his feet, in fairness. Not the biggest, but he got behind it. Right, here's Ampadu again. His long throws are not quite as low in trajectory as Coyote's, but he does get good distance onto them, and Leeds showed on that last one. If they win the first header, then who knows what will happen. Here he is again. Launches himself off the advertising hoarding, gets it in towards the 6-yard box, headed away near post and hooked away by Jensen. But Leeds will get it back, and now they'll play it out wide to Ampadu, wide on the Leeds right. Gets it onto his left foot. No, rolls it back to Bogle. Bogle in the centre circle. Brentford not exactly rushing to get out. They're just sat in, almost waiting for Leeds to come back at them here. And now Leeds will have it with Aronson. Aronson tries a step over, just rolls it back to Bogle. It's quite strange this from Brentford. They just sat back waiting for Leeds to put it in the box. Now they do put it in the box, they win the header, but there's no one on the second ball and it bounces behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, again, I don't know whether just defensively Keith Andrews wanting to sit and be nice and compact as a defensive unit to be harder to break down. But you're right, they were very deep, allowing Leeds to have the ball, but maybe they felt that that's fine, and the threat is if the ball goes in towards Calvert-Lewin and Metcher. Metcher, I thought, you're right, it sounded like it just was going to sit up for him, and I thought he might just sit up for the overhead kick, and he just bailed out of it.
Yeah, that little bit of misfortune there for Leeds. One player went to clear it, hit another Leeds player, bounced back towards the edge of the Leeds box, but Leeds have dealt with it. Now they're going to play it. Well, they played it forward for Calvert-Lewin, but I don't think Usain Bolt would have got on the end of that one. There was a bit too much juice on it, and it's back on halfway, and Brentford have it. Brentford now looking to play first touch football, and they do it nicely. Here's Thiago, plays a beautiful ball for Lewis Potter, cuts back onto his right foot, whips the ball in. Coyote at the far post, heads it down towards the 6-yard box, cleared away. Collins is pressing, but Collins was turned but won it back, but then gives it away again. Is the break on? It's 2-on-2 if Leeds can get the ball up to halfway. It was 2-on-2 for a moment, but Brentford win it back. Great hustle from Lewis Potter. Bogle nicks it off him. The tackles are coming in thick and fast here. Everything being keenly contested. Well, it's Brentford who get it back. Lewis Potter went to ground, thought he should have had a free kick. Calvert-Lewin's touch was poor, and now it's all the way back to Kevin Kelleher.
Yeah, I mean, quality's not quite been there. Lovely one-touch play from Brentford to start with, and then it got all a little bit messy. Bad touch tackle from too many players.
Yeah. Brentford just look the side, they've got a little bit more quality about them, and I just wonder then when Brentford sat back, they're almost saying to Leeds, we don't think you've got the players to break us down if we're all here, whereas Brentford are quite happy. Look where Leeds are defending really high, and Brentford are always looking to try and turn the ball in behind them. Leeds haven't had that luxury, have they, yet?
But also Leeds could do that with their two forwards up there. They haven't once just played it in behind and had the forwards running onto it.
Here now is Nemecha, edge of the area, about 25 yards out, lays it off for Ampadu. He gets it back to Pascal Strutt. There are plenty of white shirts waiting for a cross, but the cross was a poor one. There were appeals in the crowd for a handball. Schade now, if he looks up, as he had Thiago making a run in the middle of the field, tried to find him. It comes off a Leeds man and it's out for a throw in. I've seen when Calvert-Lewin's played up front on his own, we have seen that ball over the top, looking to get him in behind. They've not tried, as you said, they've just not even tried it once yet, have they?
No, especially with Metcher up there with him as well. Maybe, I guess, with the back three that Brentford have, it's not as easy to play over the top, but Brentford are able to do it against Leeds' back three. Schade there, I was disappointed with him. Ball down the side, he can face Biel up, he's a speed merchant. Just go at him. Yeah. Go and have a race with him. Instead he's then looking for Thiago. It was a difficult ball. Just go and back your pace and have a race.
Yeah, Leeds have it back. Still 0-0 here. 33 on the clock, live on Talksport. Massive game at both ends of the table. Remember, earlier on tonight, Everton beat Chelsea by 3-0. Follows earlier wins for Brighton and Fulham. All three home teams winning in the Premier League today. We brought you 3 live exclusive commentaries from the Championship. Ipswich 1, Millwall 1 at lunchtime. Sheffield United 1, Wrexham 2. And then Swansea 0, Coventry 3. Coventry 9 points clear at the top. Here comes Strout now, advancing over halfway for Leeds. There's a Brentford player down on halfway. Referee's playing on. Here now goes Justin, looking to get on the outside. Again, the cross lacked any real conviction. And the ball is back with Brentford, who will play it long up towards halfway. There's nobody near it in a red shirt. Ball be recycled. Leeds are carrying on playing here. Brentford want the game stopped, but their player's on his hands and knees. There's no head injury there. There's going to be a shot from distance, and Kelleher got down just in the nick of time. It landed right in front of him. He got everything behind it, and he promptly chucks the ball out for a throw-in so his teammate can get treatment.
Yeah, they're never easy then when they bounce in front of the goalkeepers. He just made sure, like you said, rather than going with the hands, just got his chest right behind him and gathered it in. But it was a decent turn by Metcher on the edge of the area. That's what he's good at. He's got a very good strike on him as well. We've seen that already this season. Dipping strike from 25 yards. First real sighter for him in this game.
Yeah, definitely worth an effort. And Kelleher makes a save, and Henderson will get some treatment. He does look in a little bit of pain, actually, Jordan Henderson. They won't want to lose him.
I'm not sure if it's the ankle or the toes. Just straight away after the challenge, I think he was just trodden on by Aronson, or maybe he just rolled the ankle in the challenge, but you can see he just tried to brush it off and then couldn't carry on.
Yeah, well, he's still getting treatment now. He's down. There's a little bit of concern here from the medical staff. You are listening to Leeds against Brentford on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. 0-0 here, and just an anxious look from the physio towards the sideline here. There are a couple of subs warming up, but there's no immediate action in the dugout to say that someone is going to be coming on. He's up on his feet now and he'll hobble off. It's only a short walk to the sideline for him. Keith Andrews is getting some instructions into his team, talking to his attacking players there. And it looks like Henderson will carry on.
Yeah, in particular Jensen, he's just talking about, who I think's been excellent in those clever little balls round the corner into the forward players. He's trying to sort of fill in for Damsgaard in particular tonight.
Yeah, we're talking about that England squad. England do take on Uruguay on Friday night, 7:45. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and the former England captain Stuart Pearce will be our team for that one. Kelleher gets the ball back and he will kick it downfield, looking for Thiago. Wins the challenge. Ball drops on the floor. Leeds first to react. Nemetcha as well. Stack felt he was fouled there. Referee was having none of it. And the ball back to Kelleher again. And it's play on.
Yeah, he's let plenty go, Jared Gillett. I don't mind it either. They're not obvious fouls, that's for sure.
The ball given away by Brentford. Calvert-Lewin picks it up in the final third. Wide on the Leeds right. Feeds it to Bogle. He finds Rodon. Back to Bogle. Still Henderson waiting to come back on. Bogle was eyeing up across there. Nemetcha, Calvert-Lewin waiting for it. Here's Ampadu. He's got Rodon making a run inside him, but the pass didn't allow him to continue. It's back to Ampadu now. Here's Bogle. They're edging forward. Here now is the chance for Rodon. Little give and go, and the ball from Aronson was drilled in low, and it's cleared away, and then Schada's taken out. And that is going to be a foul. And that's going to be a yellow card, I think, for Pascal Struijk, who's furious with the decision, but that did look pretty cynical.
It did. Just too quick and too sharp there, Schada. Thiago just playing it into his forward teammate. Lovely first touch away from Struijk, who just took him out at the hip.
Yeah, 38 minutes gone. Struijk into the book. Don't want to do what happened last week at Selhurst Park when it went down to 10. Goodmanson, who was sent off, is absent tonight. Kelleher's got the free kick. Looking now to play it forward. Leeds trying to defend, edge of their 18-yard box. Ball will land in the 18-yard area. It's cleared away. It's picked up by Henderson. Nice volleyed first-time pass. Finds Lewis Potter. Potter curls one in towards the far post. It's headed down towards goal. Pinnock with a header, but it was comfortable for Darlow, and he will bring it out for Leeds.
I thought that was a good header by Pinnock. I thought that was a lovely glancing header just in front of Darlow for anyone darting in there. I think he asked the question, Thiago. Did he not fancy just trying to gamble on that? But that's what it's kind of been, hasn't it? It's those sort of set plays, knockdowns. It hasn't really fallen yet for any player from either team. And then we've lacked that bit of quality in general play.
Yeah, Leeds haven't really opened Brentford up at all yet. Ball over the top looking for Calvert-Lewin. Again, there's too much on it. Kelleher just stands, collects and bowls it out. And it is still 0-0 live on Talksport. It's not a poor 0-0, is it? But you just feel a goal really would open it up at both ends of the field.
It just feels like it's a bit on edge, doesn't it? Especially from a Leeds perspective.
Here now come Leeds again. Looking with Stack. Gets it out wide on that far side. Here's Ampadu on the Leeds left. But again, Leeds reluctant just to put it into the box. They want to try and build, and they'll build with Yacobiol. He gets it away to Bogle, who's always an outlet on the right. Now they're going to have to go back to Darlow. Both sides have pressed well when they've been without the ball. Can Leeds break that press? It looked like he got a foul, he did, and referee Fairness tried to let play go on there, and he pulls it back for the for the free kick to Leeds, still 0-0.
Yeah, I think when you match each other up in terms of the systems, if you do press properly, you'll make it difficult for the opposition to play out, because you never feel like you've got a spare player. That's when you have to work really hard to make unselfish runs away from your natural position to just try and open up a bit of space.
There's a bit of space for Nemecha now. He has it, and he'll just go forward here. Nobody's got to close him down. He's going to invite a cross from Stack on the left. Touch was heavy, but he plays it towards the far post. It's going to fall to Bogle, hits it, and the shot block. Good defending there. Jensen got in front of him. That was half an opportunity for Leeds. Here's a chance now as Ampadu turns, finds a bit of space in front of him, drives towards the edge of the box, gets the ball back, lays it out wide to Stack, edge of the penalty area, pops it back for Strout. He feeds it now back into Ampadu. Just felt Leeds were lacking a little bit of width there, maybe needed to get it wide. They have it back on halfway.
I mean, someone's got to take hold a little bit, take responsibility in terms of, you know, trying to take on your man. It's too easy just to play backwards. It's the hardest thing, to turn and play forwards and try and find something, or do it yourself, beat a man, open things up a little bit.
I just wonder, and this is, I mentioned it earlier about Daniel Farke and his substitution. I'm looking, this to me, Daniel James, Noah Okafor, Willie Nonto, something a little bit different to what Leeds have got at the minute. I know it's early, but too often Daniel has not made his changes, watched the other team score, and then made the change that everyone wanted him to make anyway.
Yeah, totally agree. It's all quite predictable at the moment.
That's a poor challenge from Bogle. Referee's drawn a yellow card here. He's gone crunching into the back of Keane Lewis Potter, and Bogle sees the second yellow card for Leeds, a second in just a few minutes here. 3 to go to the break. Live on Talksport, it's still 0-0. And that wasn't a very pretty challenge at all. Referee just having a word with Ethan Ampadu, is the Leeds captain. Maybe was appealing on behalf of his teammate there. Lewis Potter is up and okay to carry on.
It has felt like, because of the nature of the two teams and those long throws and pretty much every set play, the big lads go forwards. Oh, that's clever from Jensen.
Here now is Lewis Potter in down the left. Will he get the bounce of the ball? He didn't initially, and that just allows Leeds to cover him, but he's got away from his man. Trying now to turn away from Aronson, and he's miscontrolled it, and Aronson steps in and watches it out for a goal kick. It was a nice idea. The ball just didn't quite sit, did it, for Keane Lewis Potter there?
No, and once again Aronson, always the willing worker. Really good defensive work from him there. But like I said, just the stop-start nature of the game makes it difficult to get flow, momentum, fluidity in your attacking play.
Yeah, well, it was goalless at half-time when they met back in December at the G-Tech. Brentford 1, Leeds 1 on that occasion. Henderson and Calvert-Lewin were the goals in the last 20 minutes there. It's a game that's just waiting to be grabbed by the scruff of the neck. In fairness, Leeds have stopped Brentford's attacking threat in the last 10-15 minutes. Collins wins a header. Now there's a chance down the near side. Jensen this time slips. Collins wins it, but can only bundle it into the crowd, and it's out for a throw into Leeds. We've got about 90 seconds left of the opening 45 minutes. There'll be a little bit of added on time for that Henderson injury, but not been too many stoppages. Keith Andrews' side, who've been so good on the road of late, 1 loss in 10 in all competitions. You have to say at the moment they look like they're going to add to that record here. As Ampadu knocks it out for a throw in. Jensen wanted to take it quickly, but Lewis Potter will get it and bowls it back. Here comes the fourth official, going to tell us in a moment how long will be added on. Ethan Pinnock, not a great deal to do, has he, to be fair, Ethan Pinnock? He's not been asked too many questions on his Premier League return.
No, Leeds haven't been able to get the ball really, certainly into Calvert-Lewin. Metcha a couple of times gone a bit shorter to get the ball. Calvert-Lewin staying up there, but just not had a lot to feed on, really.
No, ball now with Sharda. Laid it off. They were looking for the ball over the top for Thiago. Not really had a sight of goal, has he, the 19-goal Premier League striker? All played towards Bogle. Will head it down for Leeds. Can Leeds, 4 added on minutes, end of the first half. Plays it down the right side, looking for Aronson. Poked it past Collins, but poked it straight off the end of the field and out for a goal kick to Brentford.
That has been the story, really, of this half, has just been the nearlies. In so many times, both teams have got into good areas, nearly making something happen. Maybe a poor touch or poor bit of play, yet to really create the chances that you then expect to score from.
Yeah, it's been a game of very limited opportunities thus far. Is there going to be a bit of late drama at the end of this first half? We're into 4 added on minutes. All played out over on the far side. I mean, the XG 0.25 to Leeds and 0.11 to Brentford. That probably sums it up, doesn't it, really? We've not had anything genuinely clear cut yet.
No. And again, Leeds and Daniel Farke, a point a game, that feeling of a draw. You're right, I think it's going to be, can he find those players off the bench?
Well, here's Thiago. He's got him down the right. Tried to drill the cross in. He'll fall to Coyote. There are 3, 4 red and white shirts waiting in the box. Didn't put the cross in. It'll feed to Henderson. 35 yards out. Plays the ball towards Lewis Potter. Gets a bit of a header on it. Will it fall to Thiago in the box? He got a touch on it and it's hooked away. Everyone was looking at everybody else there. Calvert-Lewin on the edge of the centre circle goes to ground. He was going to get a free kick, but Aronson nicked it away from him, and Aronson tried to play it forward, and Pinnock will roll it back to Kelleher. The referee, in fairness, did everything he could there for Leeds, but the play got broken up by Brentford.
Yeah, I think that was the right decision from Jared Gillett, because it was quite a promising attack then for Aronson to drive forwards. Again, just crowded out.
Oh, Darlow's clearance was a poor one from the back pass, but it fell to Biol, who found Stack, and now Stack will drive forward. It just opened up a little bit here for Leeds. Is there room down the left-hand side? Nemecha tries to drive one in, and not for the first time. The cross not great. He gets another chance, and was he fouled? Was that a foul? They're appealing down that end. Jared Gillett's having none of it, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Leeds' quality on the cross has not been good enough, has it?
No, it's not. Again, another poor touch. Nemecha this time with that, rolling it out of play. No chance it was a foul. Coyote and him just going shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, good defending from the fullback for Brentford. Jared Gillett happy with his decision. There's now the ball with Kelleher again. Played forward into the centre circle. Ampadu's header goes the wrong way. It falls to Lewis Potter. Played down the channel. He got Thiago. He's trying to get him behind, and he's got him behind Rodon, who's in the middle for the cross. Pulls it in towards Sharda. It falls behind him, and Justin beats Yarmoliuk to the ball. Here's Coyote going forward. He's lost it. It's just opened up, hasn't it, the last few minutes? Here's Calvert-Lewin now. Pinnock up against him. Great challenge, Pinnock. He doesn't make that, he's in trouble, and he did make it, and he puts it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, really watched it closely, didn't he, Pinnock? Saw that chance with Calvert-Lewin's touch that just got away from him, slid in brilliantly. I think that's half a chance for Sharda, though. Thiago does really well to keep it in, cuts it back. Sharda gets there first, side foot, just misses it. Just glancing the ball rather than firmly side-footing that towards goal. I think it's half a look, really.
Yeah, it's just opened up a little bit, hasn't it, in injury time, end of the first half. Leeds starting to find a bit of joy going forward, and Brentford looking to counter. We have played pretty much all the minimum 4 added on here, and the referee, I think, will have a look at his watch in a moment's time and draw a conclusion to what's been an entertaining first 45 minutes, but has lacked any real quality. And the referee says that will do it, and it is going to be all level at the break. A game of very few chances, to be truthful. Good shot from Lucas Nemecha, probably the nearest that Leeds have come. At the other end, there's been a couple of good forays into the penalty box from Igor Thiago, but quite often he's had no one in support with him. It's a game that's there to be won. Who's going to be brave enough to go out and win it? At the break at Ellen Road, it's Leeds United 0, Brentford 0.
Won't someone please go out and try and win it? I think that's my feeling at the break. 55 almost % possession for Leeds United, 0.25 XG compared to 0.11 for Brentford. Leeds have had 6 shots, 2 on target, 4 shots for Brentford, also 2 on target, 16 touches in the opposition box for Leeds, 12 for Brentford. It's a fairly even game, but it's been a fairly uneventful game as well, Dean Ashton. It hasn't really opened up until the final few moments. Why is that?
Very safe. I think they're both playing mainly the safe options when both teams are attacking. Whether that is the safe option for Brentford just to hook that ball in behind for Thiago and for Sharda, or whether it's for Leeds when it looks like there's a cross on or an opportunity to play forwards, they turn back and don't want to risk it. And that's been the story of the half. It's been a frustrating watch, really, in terms of that. And you're almost saying, well, who's the player that's really going to, take ownership of it and take responsibility? Sometimes you have to risk, losing the ball to create something. The best players can do it. The best players are risk takers, and they back themselves to either take somebody on and open something up, or take on a shot that maybe isn't there, or a cross, or we're waiting for it. It's all really safe at the moment.
That's it. The Leeds United at their best over the last few seasons, even in their Premier League years, Championship League years, whatever it is when they get the ball down and wide players start to have a go, get fans off their seats at Ellen Road, lift the crowd completely. They've got Willie Gnonto on the bench, they've got Dan James on the bench, but in the starting lineup, no one's really doing that. No one's really trying to commit those Brentford players into making fouls, making mistakes, and taking their opposition number on. You think, as the home side, that their intent should have been in a different place tonight. It screams for me to make changes at the break. I don't know what you think.
I think it does. I'd be surprised if Daniel Farke does. He might want to wait, but I think you're right. I think they're not the players on the pitch to do what you've talked about. They're all waiting on the bench for Leeds. So again, it feels pretty safe. I think they've tended to want to be solid, Leeds, this season, and then especially at home, they've got over the line against certain opposition. They've played well in games. They've been in a lot of games, is what I would say. But the real stars, we're yet to see them. Okafor's the one for me. How fit is he? How ready is he? He was superb when he was regularly playing in the side.
We'll see, just coming back from injury, whether Okafor can make a difference. Gnonto, Dan James, whoever it might be. I think they need to bring some players on who have that attacking intent with the ball at their feet just a little bit more. I know we highlighted the two number 9s before the game, Igor Thiago of Brentford, Dominic Calvert-Lewin of Leeds United. What have you made of the first half of those two in particular, and whether they're really getting the support that they need to create something?
I mean, look, I think Thiago's done more, but it's all been his own doing because he's just getting on the end of hooked balls over the top. But he's a couple of nice touches, got down the sides, a couple of crosses played in. He's shown little flashes of his quality. Calvert-Lewin hasn't got into the game at all. He hasn't had the service either, to be honest. Like I said, Leeds have been so safe in just playing in and around their centre-backs. Calvert-Lewin needs crosses, and that is where Leeds need to work in the second half, is getting down the sides. When they have got Justin and Bogle in those positions, put it in. Give him a chance to get on the end of something. They haven't. They've turned back and played back, and that's too safe.
You say safe, I say stale. It's been a stalemate so far at Ellen Road. Dean Ashton and Mark Wilson will be back with you very shortly. Coming up, we'll also look back at Chelsea's trip to Everton in the Tea Time Premier League kickoff today, which ended in a big defeat. We'll go through the best of Saturday's results as well. But at the break, as I say, no real goalmouth action. It's Leeds United 0, Brentford 0.
Ignition Football. Game day exclusive on Talksport.
Game day exclusive on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Your morning toast is shaking because the McDonald's breakfast bundle means you can bag a sausage sandwich and a selected drink for $2.99. Name a better way to start your day. Wake up and get that savour satisfaction. Until 11 a.m. Not on delivery. Includes a sausage sandwich and a selected drink. Price and participation may vary.
At Betfair, we're built for football's dramatic run-in. From European knockout rounds to the league's biggest six-pointers. Where promotion, relegation and title issues can swing on a dodgy VAR call. Can you predict the twists to come? Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Accas or Bet Builders on football this week. Betfair. Play different.
Opt-in required. Free bet valid for 7 days. Minimum 3 legs at 1.5 odds or higher to qualify. T's and C's apply. 18 plus gamblerware.org.
The beautiful game doesn't stop at the final whistle, and neither does the sun.co.uk. So you can go beyond the last kick with expert insight into the big moments and in-depth analysis of tactics, plus the latest breaking news and exclusives. And you can get it whenever and wherever you want it. To keep up with every kick, just head to thesun.co.uk. It's unbeatable.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Sipping a morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel.
Morning.
The kids building a tree, playing on the lawn.
We're playing real-life football.
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 was under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
In 10 metres, take a left at the pile of washing.
Sorry, what?
At the Valley of Toy Dinosaurs, approach the kitchen with no room to cook.
Huh?
Turn right at the floordrome.
Floordrome?
You've reached chaos. Recalculating. Suggest immediate course correction to IKEA for fitted wardrobes, children's storage and cupboard organisers.
Find your way back to calm. Discover smart storage at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fan zone with stadium-style seating, amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles the burger stack. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there! His favourite ice-cold beer. What a result! Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village. Get in! Find out more at villagehotels.com.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Mo Farah is learning the ropes.
So, Mo, with Click and Collect, we get orders ready fast. So customers are out of here and back to their jobs in as little as 1 minute. What are you doing?
Dip lunches. It's my warm-up. I need to be in peak condition for when orders come in.
Love that intensity, Mo. Laser focused. You might even have what it takes to beat my PB one day.
Back in a mo.
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Screwfix. No stopping you.
Game day exclusive on Talksport with Sky Sports. Stream a massive month of sport this March on Sky Sports with a Now Month membership. 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
Award-winning live football commentary. Game day exclusive. Talksport.
This is Game Day exclusive on Talksport with me, Hugh Wilson-Croft. A half-time score from Ellen Road. Leeds United 0, Brentford 0. Brentford will want to capitalise on poor results for teams around them today. Leeds, of course, desperately trying to pull clear of the relegation zone. We will have the second half for you very, very shortly, live and exclusively here on Talksport. Over on Talksport 2 right now, by the way, live PGA golf action, live coverage of Day 3 of the Valspar Championship. Tomorrow here on Talksport, more live football from midday as Newcastle take on Sunderland in the big-time weird derby. That is followed by the first men's domestic final of the season as quadruple-chasing Arsenal look to win the EFL Cup for the first time since 1993 when they take on Manchester City. But with the kickoff of the second half coming up at Ellen Road, let's get the latest odds from Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage.
Odds update on Talksport with Betfair. Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Hackers or Bet Builders on football this week. Opt-in and previous deposit required. Minimum odds and T's and C's apply. 18 plus gamblerware.org.
Sam Rossbottom is back with us. Everything feels open and available for the punters at half-time.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's absolutely nothing to split these two sides. Leeds 2-1, Brentford 2-1 to take the win in the second half. Before kick-off, I did say, didn't I, the draw looks appealing, considering that 4 of the last 6 league games between the two of these prior to this had been stalemates. Couldn't be 5 in 7. The draw now currently 11-8. We were also waxing lyrical, weren't we, about DCL and Iga Thiago before kick-off, hoping that they would light this game up. Not quite been the case so far, and I suppose, like Dean said Dominic Calvert-Lewin not quite getting the service. He has had a shot on target in that first half, but he's such an important player for Leeds. If they are going to get something here, then you think he will have a hand in it. We have odds boosted him to score in the second half, and that is now 7-2. And as for Igor Thiago, well, he's committed more fouls than he's had shots in that first half. So we've odds boosted him to score or be shown a card. That was 5-4, now 6-4. He's got 2 fouls, just the one shot. It wasn't on target. But hopefully either of those two light this game up and make it an entertaining second half.
Fingers crossed, Sam. Thank you very much indeed. That odds update, all thanks to Betfair. For verification, see betfair.com. Over 18s only. Conditions apply. Go to gambleaware.org.
Odds update on Talksport with Betfair. Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Hackers or Bet Builders on football this week. Opt-in and previous deposit required. Minimum odds and T's and C's apply. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Right, now let's look back at the 5:30 Premier League game at the Hill Dickinson, where an Everton masterclass swept aside Chelsea 3-0. Beto scoring twice, Iliman and Jai with a stunner to put the icing on the cake. The Toffees are only 3 points away from 5th place Liverpool, but it was Chelsea's 4th defeat in a row in all competitions, and they face Manchester City and Manchester United in their next 2 Premier League games. Let's hear from both managers now. We'll hear from Liam Rosenior in a moment, but first, here's a jubilant Everton boss, David Moyes, on whether his side can qualify for the Champions League.
I'm saying if anything was possible to make any of the competitions, I think would be a thrill. I think just for us to be in a lofty position. I mean, the league's changing every few days. You could lose 2 games, and we've got lots of big games. And I said we had to win some big games on the run-in, which I believe we're in now. We're still going to have to do it in the coming weeks if we're going to sort of maintain a sort of lofty position.
I take responsibility. I need to pick a team of players in moments that don't make the costly errors that we're making, and I also need to help the team do that. So yeah, we'll sit down and we analyse how we go about games. We changed the system a little bit. We weren't so aggressive in our press. I think it actually worked quite well. We had control of the game in the moment of the first goal. We looked like the team more likely to score. That's happening too many times, and that's something that needs to change.
Okay, listen, there'll be plenty of reaction tonight here on Talksport. You can share your views, and across the next couple of days as well. There'll be plenty of conversation about Liam Rosenior and Arne Slot as well. Brighton 2-1 winners over Liverpool, live here on Talksport. Danny Welbeck at the double. Liverpool losing for a 10th time in the Premier League this season. I'm stunned that Danny Welbeck wasn't in a 35-man England squad, but I'm sure he's already started doing his best to prove Thomas Tuchel wrong. Elsewhere, Fulham 3, Burnley 1 as well. Important victory for Fulham, who are pushing for Europe themselves. Okay, let's head back to Ellen Road. This is Game Day exclusive on Talk Sport. The second half of Leeds against Brentford, still goalless, with our match commentators, the former West Ham striker Dean Ashton, who's alongside Mark Wilson. Very quickly, Dean, what would you like to see from both managers as we come out at the start of this second half?
Oh, somebody to enjoy trying to attack, trying to express themselves, not so say.
Yeah.
You know, Daniel Farke might have to make a few changes. Whether he saw the game that way anyway, maybe he did. Maybe he saw the game being nice and tight, and then he can unleash the players from the bench. Well, we won't probably know, but something needs to happen for this game to come to life, because at the moment they're both seemingly happy with a 0-0 draw.
I don't want to see Daniel Farke wait too long, to be perfectly honest, because these are the nights that you, in front of your home crowd, under the lights, could get a huge 3 points to keep you in the division. What you don't want to do is wait to be 1-0 down before you make those changes. Go and take the game by the scruff of the neck, force the issue, Daniel Farke, and try and take home all 3 points. Very, very important indeed as the two sets of players begin to make their way out onto the pitch. I'll hand over to Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Hugh. It's a big question that you ask about Daniel Farke, and that is the stick that Leeds fans beat him with, that he doesn't be proactive, he is reactive. Many occasions Leeds have had a chance at the break to go on and win the game. They've sat back and ended up dropping points or losing the game. This feels like another opportunity. Certainly downstairs in the press room, they were all talking about would Leeds make changes. Well, they haven't made any as it stands at the break. The same 11 are out on the field then here for the second half. It remains goalless here. Leeds United with Darlow in goal. A back five of Justin, Rodon, Beale, Strout and Bogle. It's Ampadu and Stack behind Aronson, who is up in support of Calvert-Lewin and Lucas Nemecha. For Brentford, Kelleher the goalkeeper, Coyote Vandenberg, Pinnock, Collins and Lewis Potter the back five. Schade, Henderson, Jensen and Yarmolia behind Igor Thiago, who leads the line. Leeds attacking the Kop end here. Just feels like a big opportunity for both these two teams, but Leeds is the home team and probably the more desperate for points, Dean Ashton. I think they've got to go out and do everything they can to win this match.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be massive psychologically, both for Leeds but also for those teams playing tomorrow, if they could get the 3 points.
Well, here's a chance early for Leeds. It's towards Justin at the far post, lays it back, shot comes in deflected and then cleared away by Vandenberg about 8 yards out from goal. Leeds have started on the front foot here, but Brentford now will get it. And Yarmolia will play it to Collins over on the far side. And Brentford in their red and white shirts will play it long, looking towards Thiago. Doesn't win the header, but Beale's header wasn't convincing. And now all of a sudden Brentford have got in. There's a bit of a miscontrol. Can they pull it back? Well, they fired it into the side netting there. Matthias Jensen was driving in from a 45-degree angle on goal. He never looked like getting it got under control. And when he did, he just lashed it wide of the target.
Yeah, Thiago was so sharp onto that loose bouncing ball, headed it towards Jensen. And you're right, just needed to get it under genuine control, and he could have had a real chance at that 45-degree angle to strike towards goal. 3 horrible touches, one off the shin pad, one off the knee, and then he was at such a tight angle. Why would you then try and beat Darlow at his near post? Just cut that back and maybe defender puts it in, your teammate's there.
Yeah, there was a teammate in the box, wasn't there?
Such a poor decision.
It was. Chance gone begging. Now he plays it forward, looking for Thiago. Ball out of play. First goal, obvious thing to say on a night like tonight, but whoever gets it has got a massive chance here of getting the 3 points.
But there's got to be some risk to be taken to open the opposition up. You know, this is elite level football. They're not going to gift you really an opportunity, especially the way the two teams are set up with the 3 centre-backs.
Yeah, just questioning the managers, who goes first, who blinks first. There's a coming together off the ball there, and the Brentford player's gone down. Is that Schade that's gone down off the ball? And he's holding his shin. So whether there was contact or this is an off-the-ball incident, or... Well, Collins is certainly asking the question here. I didn't see it, I'll be honest, I was following the ball, but he went down and he's writhing in agony.
He just steps across Strauch, and I don't think there's a huge amount there. Strauch's just trying to hold his ground. Schade's trying to come across. There's nothing wrong with him.
Oh, he's up on his feet, no treatment required. Bit of hopping around. Long throw about to be launched into the penalty area by Coyote on that far side. Everybody back for Leeds. 0-0 here at Ellen Road. Ball about to be launched in towards Darlow's goal. Will it be a long throw in that undoes Leeds? Here it comes now, propelled towards the edge of the box. It comes off a Leeds player. Can they keep it in? No, it actually came off a Brentford player. Brentford not happy with that, but it is a goal kick, much to the delight of Leeds United.
Yeah, just the sight of a Leeds player warming up gets the crowd, and they won't hold back. The Leeds supporters, been here a couple of times together, haven't we, where when things haven't quite gone their way or Daniel Farke hasn't made the changes, they will let him know.
Yeah, I just think Daniel Farke might not be judged on the things that he does. It might be the things that he doesn't do that go against him. Coyote eases it back to Kelleher. Had a pretty straightforward night. Just that one shot from Nemecha really caused him any kind of concern, as Keith Andrews gathers the ball and gives it to his fullback. Leeds attacking the Kop end here. Vandenberg has it. Plays it now into the path of Henderson. Henderson looks for the long ball over the top, but he's put too much on it, and Darlow out quickly will collect it, bowls it out, and says to Leeds, off you go, back the other way. Ball in midfield. Oh, good hustle from Brentford. Almost got it. Schade maybe could have got there, didn't quite reach it. Here's Stack going forward. Vandenberg nicks it away from him. Aronson wins it back. Better from Leeds. Stack gets it away to Ampadu. Ampadu now will go wide, and Leeds, Ellen Road roar on their home support roar on here. They want their team to come forward. Ball back on the halfway line, and Leeds being patient again. Brentford again happy to almost let Leeds have it. So right, what have you got?
Yeah, I mean, patient but safe. You're in the right wing position, and then suddenly your centre-back's got it again.
Yeah, here's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, heads the ball. There was no one near him. Metcha tried to arrive. The ball picked up 30 yards out. Here's Stack. We know he can hit them, but he's going to ease it away to Strout. Drives forward, feeds it now to Justin. Justin pulls it back. Here's a chance for Stack. Feeds it to Aronson, edge of the box, pulls the trigger, pulls it wide, but at least it's a shot. And the Leeds fans appreciate that. At least they're going forward. I'm going to come back to what you just said there, Dean Nelson. I said patient. Is negative a better word?
Yeah, it is. It is. That's how it will start to come across to the Leeds supporters. Aronson doing well there just to find that bit of space on the edge of the area. If Brentford are going to sit deep, that could be an avenue there that you can get some joy striking from distance. We saw that with Metcha in the first half.
Yeah, ball on halfway. Here's Coyote now, plays it forward. Thiago back to goal, sees Coyote go past him, flicks it down the sideline. Coyote's ridden the challenge, adjusted, looks for a first time ball, and it was cleared away. Thiago was beaten to it. It'll fall back to Coyote on this near side. Beautiful skill. He gets it away. Yarmolyuk, edge of the area. Is he going to have a shot? No, he dwelt on it and he lost control of the ball. And Leeds now with the Metcha tries to play it down the touchline, gets it back under pressure. He'll have to go back to his goalkeeper, and he does. And Darlow will side foot it towards halfway. Aronson couldn't get a flick on, but he got a shove in the back, so it's a free kick for Leeds. It's still 0-0, 7 gone second half. Live on Talksport.
Still the same pattern. Still the same pattern, but a little bit more action on the side of the pitch with Leeds forward players all starting to go through their sprinting routine.
Yeah. Is he going to make changes, Daniel Farker? Can Leeds get a goal? Give themselves something to hang on to. It's worth remembering a point would lift them 4 points clear of the drop zone, but all the teams behind them will play tomorrow, and with two of them playing each other, at least one of them's going to pick up some points. Ball down the sideline from Justin, and it's cleared away and out for a throw-in. And those subs for Leeds are starting to warm up a little bit more now. Dan James, Willie Nonto, Noah Okafor, all involved. But it's 0-0 here. Justin just pushed back up the touchline by the fourth official to take the throw-in from the right spot. The fifth live commentary on the Talksport network today, live and exclusive tomorrow. Newcastle Sunderland from midday. That will be a real bear pit at St James's Park. Sunderland looking to do the double in their first season back in the Premier League. Thiago loses out. Won back by Yarmolyuk. Ball played over the top looking for Schade. Darlow had a good starting position and comes out and collects.
I mean, it's not exactly innovative, is it, from Brentford so far in this game? Ball goes into a midfield player and he hooks it on and hopes that one of the forward players either gets hold of it or get in behind. It's not really worked particularly well so far. I'd like to see just a little bit more trust in Henderson and Jensen, and to try and actually play a little bit more through Leeds.
And as much as we're looking at it from a Leeds point of view, saying they need to go out and win it, this game's here for Brentford to win as well. It's not like they're being battered into submission, is it? Long throw from Ampadu. He's probably midway inside the Brentford half here. He's going to do well to get this beyond the penalty spot area from that far side. 9 gone second half. Mark Wilson with the former West Ham and England man. Dean Ashton here. Ball about to be propelled in by Ampadu. Beale gets a bit of a header on it. Strout goes up for it. It's cleared away. Aronson was climbing. Ball for Justin. His volleyed shot. It's going to spin wide. Keller, did he keep that in? Well, the official right on the far side said he did. And Brentford get it back, and it remains 0-0.
Yeah, Pinnock again. It was in there. Exactly why he's in the side. Got really well there, just to head away when it looked like there was going to be a bit of danger.
Ball played forward and one back here at Leeds. Nemecha feeds it off now for Ampadu, driving forward. He's going to unleash a shot. He's straight at the keeper, who palmed it away and regathers at the second attempt. That's more like it from Leeds.
Yeah, and when they turn over possession there, the gaps. Ampadu striding into the space, slipping as he strikes. Still strikes it well, right down the throat of Kelleher, who just pats it down to himself.
Yeah, he did. Ball given away in midfield by Leeds, back by Vandenberg, who nutmegged Aronson, invites Collins forward. Collins over halfway. Brentford have got 3 waiting edge of the penalty area. The ball's right wide on the left-hand side. Ball drilled in towards Schade at the far post. It's cleared away from him. Nemecha tried to bring it forward. He's dispossessed. First time pass will send Aronson scuttling over halfway towards the near touchline. Looks to go back, gets it away from Coyote. Schade's all over him, and Schade brings him down. You could see that foul coming from a mile away.
Brilliant from Aronson, much better, taking it upon himself to turn, twist away, trying to make something happen for Leeds. They're not happy with the crowd. They feel that was a yellow card really from Schade.
Yeah, well, Leeds, Daniel Farke's got his arms spread wide as if to say, what else do we need to do? But I would question whether they've done enough to be in front here. 0-0 at the moment, live on Talksport. The Leeds are starting to enjoy more possession and having it further up the field. Ball wide on the Leeds right, looking to work it in for Aronson. He's not going to get on the end of that. It's another hopeful ball that just rolls harmlessly behind. It's Chase screaming out for Leeds to change it, and Daniel Farke's got to be brave enough to change it.
Yeah, he does keep looking down towards the substitutes, but also now Brentford. Keith Andrews in a conversation with one of his coaching staff, and like you said, a bit like the Sunderland game, if they make changes and it pays off, pressure on Daniel Farke because of that. It's absolutely screaming out for a Dan James Okafor, screaming.
Yeah, it is. Let's give you the Leeds bench. Perry the goalkeeper, James Longstaff, Pirro, Okafor, Tanaka, Bornau, Nonton, Gruyev. And for Brentford, Valdemarson's the goalkeeper, Reece Nelson, Dango Ouattara, Donovan, Furo, Ben Shield, Stevenson and McManus. There's a few youngsters on the bench there, but the likes of Ouattara, Reece Nelson maybe could add something else for them. It's 0-0. There's 33 minutes left. Remember, Leeds got 3 home games left after this one, and they've got Wolves and Burnley to come here. And if you get a win tonight, it just so much adds the pressure on everybody else.
Oh, definitely. And also what they don't want, 2 of their last 3 games, third to last game of the season is Tottenham away. Last game of the season, West Ham away.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be
dumped by them.
Oh, you do.
Yeah. Here. Oh, he's gone offside. Thiago. Flag went up late, so the corner he thought he won will be cancelled.
When you've got those type of fixtures, it's games like this, like the ones against Wolves and Burnley, where they absolutely need to pick up the points. Draws might not be good enough.
Yeah. We go back to that original interview we had right at the start, talking about the points needed to stay up. He's had it in his head. Every press conference start of the season, point again will be enough to keep us up. And it's almost like he's fallen into, well, if we draw everywhere, it will be all right. But they've stopped winning games now, and that all of a sudden draws aren't enough, are they?
No, and also even though that you're picking up points, it doesn't grow confidence really with your team.
No. Here's a run down the left from Nemecha. Oh, drives forward, and he was sprinting at full pace, and he just miscontrolled it, and it's bounced off his foot and behind. But the intent was there Point for Brentford, by the way, puts them within 3 points of Liverpool. Got a slightly inferior goal difference and 3 points in arrears. But Brentford are right in the mix for Europe and could be in the mix for the Champions League, because you look at their running as well. It's not the worst running in the world. They've got a couple of trips to Manchester and they got a Liverpool on the final game of the year as well. But they've got some very winnable fixtures in and amongst that as well. Thiago wins the header. Can Coyote get on the end of it? No, he can't. Stack beats him to it. Justin will thump it downfield. It's a worker. Metcher well held by Vandenberg, but the ball will fall to Stack. Beats Coyote to it. Stack's driving into the edge of the area. Pulls it back. Penalty spot area. Just didn't quite reach Aronson. Collins nicked it away from him. And then given away again. Ampadu picks it up. And Ampadu's back in the box. He pulls it back looking for Metcher. It's cleared away. Leeds starting to become a little bit more direct now. Thiago looking to hold it up. He needs an out ball. He plays it for Sharda. Sharda's in a foot race here with Beale, and Beale did well. Referee says play on Beale's pass right across the face of goal, and Darlow will smash it away. But that was more like it from Leeds. There was a little bit more intent about that play.
Yeah, there was. Just a couple of crosses though. Too many Brentford defenders in the way, crowding the box means it's so difficult to then pick out a white shirt. They of course tried twice and it was cut out. But again, it's just that extra bit of energy.
Well, Brentford have got some subs warming up. The two are going through their routines on the sideline away just down in front of us here at Ellen Road. Ball won back. Here's Sharda, edge of the centre circle. He's invited Coyote to keep that in. That was an awful pass. Coyote has done. Oh, he's done so well to keep it in, and he's got down the byline. Then he went down. Well, that was an outrageous piece of skill there, and he just got blindsided by the Leeds player chasing back. Just got in his way as he was looking to put the cross into the 6-yard box.
You're right, he did brilliantly, didn't he? To keep it in first of all from the sideline, and then the touchline as well. Just in a sort of given up, but just did enough to get back and to stop the cross, which could have been really dangerous.
Yeah, I think even James Justin was like, well, I'll let you have the first touch because there's no way you're keeping that in, and he somehow managed it. But ball is out for a throw in that Coyote's going to have to get some energy back in the tank and launch this into the penalty area. Brentford have got 6 players in front or just past the far posts. Now they're walking into the penalty area. Coyote about to launch it in. He's not happy with the position of some of his teammates. Now he comes forward, sends it on the way. He's not got the distance. It's headed away, and he's going to get another goal from exactly the same spot.
Yeah, just again, Justin, does he really need to just head that out directly to allow Coyote to have the same throw? It's the little details when you're playing against the side like this.
Yeah. Still 0-0. The not so long throw into the box comes off Calvert-Lewin. That's a corner. Well, no, it's not. Well, that's the first time that Calvert-Lewin's won all night, isn't it, Dean?
I know. But they can't see. There's just too many bodies in the way for the officials. Neither of them was able to see that.
Well, Leeds had a chance to break there, and again, they just pause, and now Brentford are trying to push them. Thiago is trying to close down over on the far side, and that will be a foul. And that might be a booking, you know. He's had a few now, Thiago. He's got away with this one as well, I think.
Yeah, the Leeds supporters again feeling as if Strauch got his yellow card for a similar type of challenge.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, didn't he, Thiago there? Brought down Biol, and it is remaining goalless here as the ball now works its way to the near side.
Yeah, the Leeds subs now, I think thinking, why am I not on yet?
Yeah.
Why am I not on? I'm the type of player that's going to change things. The dynamic players all just stood there. James, Nonto and Okafor.
Leeds have it. Justin's pass was misplaced. Wins it back. Finds Strout. Turn to Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin upended, but fairly, says the referee. Calvert-Lewin stays down. Play on. Vandenberg goes back to Kelleher, and there's no push on Kelleher. He's got time just to bring it down
Well, we're yet to have a chance, are we, in the game? It's all been nice and safe, yet to have a genuine chance for either team to break the deadlock. And until that changes from the players out there, and that's how it'll stay.
Yeah, you can see why the Leeds fans are getting frustrated, but Daniel Farke feel his team have been the better team second half, but as you said, Keller's not had anything to do. There's been a few crosses in that have been cleared away. They've not even had a sniff of a goal in the second half. Here now forward comes Justin. Leeds 3 points clear of relegation at the moment, plus the point they have here as it stands. They're inching their way to safety. Metcha tries to put in a cross. It's a curling cross. Keller will pluck it out of the sky. And he went to bowl it out. He almost stuck in his glove there, but he got it away eventually. That was a risky pass as well. Leeds have won it back. Justin will get it back on halfway. Better press from Leeds, but Brentford just a little bit poor in possession there.
Yeah, sloppy, wasn't it? But again, Metcha looking to cross that in. Calvert-Lewin's the only one in there.
Yeah,
there's got to be more desire, hasn't there, from players to break into the box.
Yeah, well, we are going to get some Leeds changes, multiple changes. Leeds have it on the right. Chance to put the cross in towards the Metcha, arriving late. Justin, ball bouncing around. Nobody knew where it was, and Brentford just play their way out of trouble again. Well, you can see that Leeds have got the likes of Noah Okafor getting ready. Victor Naka as well about to come on. Here's Aronson, just showed too much of it. Was he foul? Ball breaks into Calvert-Lewin. That was cleared away. It hit Collins on the arm. Referee said no penalty. He was going away from goal rather than towards it, but it did look like it hit Collins on the arm, and his arm was outstretched.
It certainly did. The Leeds players, they were looking at the referee. Of course, every Leeds fan thinks it was. It seemed like the arm was outstretched.
Well, the other end, Sharda potentially in on goal, and out comes the goalkeeper. Well, we've not seen a replay of it. We don't know if it's been checked. The referee waved it away instantly, but it did look to me like it hit Collins on the arm, and his arm looked to be outstretched.
Yeah, it's difficult to say because it happened so quickly. I think it was from very, very close quarters.
Here now is the other end. The Leeds player goes down. That was Bogle, edge of the area again. The referee waves it away.
Rightly so.
Yeah,
just trying to deceive him there, Bogle.
Yeah, ball coming forward. Game is starting to open up. Whenever it's opened up, it's looked more likely we might get a chance. As Sharda almost in on goal, but the pass just overhit fractionally, and Darlow races out to save it for Leeds.
He's quick, isn't he? He's quick. If only the bit of quality into him was right, because he's got the pace to beat the Leeds defence.
Yeah, ball back the other way. So Noah Okafor ready to come on. Altanaka getting some instructions. Leeds are making their comments known about the VAR in the stands here. Here's Ampadu, he goes down. Now there's a chance for the break. It's 3-on-3. Here goes Thiago. He's shown too much of it to Strout. Great interception from Strout. And the ball goes out of play. And now we're going to get the substitutions. So whether VAR did or didn't check that, we haven't been made aware of that in the stadium. Aronson comes off, Tanaka on for Leeds.
Yeah, just seeing the replay on the monitors in front of us, it hit him in the stomach.
Okay.
But it looked as if his arm was right there, Collins.
Lucas Namacha makes way. So a double change. So Daniel Farke has rolled the dice. He's gone first with the substitutes. A quarter of the game left on Talksport. It's 0-0.
Well, Okafor's the one, isn't he? He's
well, Keller's gone down now. Now there has been a stoppage in play anyway. And all of a sudden Keller has just sat down on the ground. That's why the Leeds fans are getting a little bit agitated here. I tell you, Dean, the sooner they change the rule that every player, if you get injured, unless it's a foul, you get injured, has got to leave the field, you'd never see a goalkeeper injured again, would you?
No, I know. I think they're frustrated because Kelleher's waited till we're pretty much ready to go again before sitting down. That's what's frustrated them.
Well, the fans are making themselves heard here. Apologies if you're picking up any bad language. We're in the middle of an Ellen Road cauldron here, and frustrations are running high. It's Leeds 0, Brentford 0. I'd love to tell you about all the goalmouth action we've had, but we've not had any. I'll tell you instead that we've got Newcastle Sunderland tomorrow. That will be a bear pit of an atmosphere up in the northeast, St James's Park. Newcastle looking to bounce back from that midweek devastation at the Camp Nou when they were battered 7-2 in the Champions League. Kelleher is getting treatment, and lo and behold, he's going to be fit to carry on. It is ridiculous, isn't it?
It feels that way, doesn't it? And you can tell it frustrates so many of the supporters.
How has he got injured when he's basically not touched the ball in the last 30 minutes?
I know.
That's the irony of it all. 20 minutes remaining. We're going to have quite a bit of added on time here. Wins earlier on in the day. Brighton 2, Liverpool 1. You heard it live on Talksport, live and exclusive. Danny Welbeck with a double. Beats Liverpool. Fulham 3, Burnley 1. And Everton 3, Chelsea 0. Pressure cranking on Liam Rossigna, the boss at Chelsea. In the Championship, Ipswich 1, Millwall 1 was live and exclusive. Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Wrexham beat Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. And Coventry beat Swansea in the evening kickoff. Calvert-Lewin wins the header and panicked there, cleared it away when the keeper could have come and got it. Ball on the right, and it's a poor touch from Leeds, and it's going behind again. Well, they've not scored in 3 games, Leeds, and you've got to be brutally honest, they don't look like scoring tonight.
No, they don't. They really don't. They've been too safe in this game. Not look like really creating anything. The streak that Calvert-Lewin had was because there was balls being flashed across the box constantly, and he was in the middle of the penalty area to tap them home. He's not had a sniff tonight.
No, he's not. Ball over on the far side. Collins heads it away. Hooked forward towards Thiago. There is Biol, who's been good tonight. Ball hooked up in the air by Ampadu. All bouncing over the halfway line. Can Leeds bring it down? They can't. A bit of head tennis ensues. Ball over the tops looking for Thiago. Again, Darlow is out. Quickly, he'll collect it. It is currently Leeds 0, Brentford 0 for the latest odds head to Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage. Well, right now you can get Leeds at 9-4. The draw is odds on 8-11. Brentford to win 16-5. That's all thanks to Betfair. Playing a different league this season with Safe Sub from Betfair. 18+, gambleaware.org.
I have genuinely lost count how many times the ball has just been hooked up and over the shoulder in the air for there to be a fight ball, or a player miscontrolling it straight out of play. It's just not had any real quality in the game.
Ball back to Kelleher. Side foots it clear. Ball headed out. Coyote will bring it down on this near side. Out for a throw. I'll tell you what, any Brazilians watching tonight thinking, hey, what's this Igor Thiago like? They wonder how on earth he scored 19 goals in the Premier League playing in a team that plays like this, wouldn't they?
I know. Great point.
He's barely had a kick second half.
I don't think Carlo will be playing that way.
No, that is the one positive. But you'd still fancy if there were to be a winner that it might well be Brentford that nick it if they can just execute an attack. Leeds United have just tweeted, it's becoming a common occurrence this year as the goalkeeper goes down needing treatment. The irony if Leeds were to score in added on time, of course. There's a Calvert-Lewin's gone down. There's a challenge there. It's picked up by Bogle. He drives over the halfway line. Can he make something happen here? Feeds it wide. Stack wide on the right. Crosses it in. It's out for a corner. You get the feeling if Leeds are going to score, it is going to come from a set piece. They get a chance now in front of the Kop end here.
And look, when you're in a relegation battle, of course you want to play great football. They won't care. They won't care if this bobbles in off someone's backside. It's just about grinding a result if they can.
Yeah. Well, there's 16 minutes remaining. 0-0 here. Corner whipped in, headed away by Vandenberg. Did well. Tanaka gets it wide back on the right, level with the edge of the penalty area. Chance to put the cross in. They don't take it. Hit falls now to Justin, 25 yards out. Time to play it. Gives it to Tanaka. He can hit them from distance. He'll have a shot deflected just wide. Well, if you don't shoot, you don't score. He took a chance. It got a deflection. It's another Leeds corner.
Yeah, and if you trust yourself with good ability to strike the ball, Tanaka's got that. Why not? The game's crying out for it. Decent attempt by Tanaka. Wicked deflection. Not near the goal, but corner given.
Yeah. Stack will deliver. Keith Andrews looks on. Ball in towards the 6-yard box, and it's flicked on by Strauch. And he's furious that nobody was there at the back post to head it in, because that was a great flick on. And now it's Brentford who are furious with the fact that this has been given as a corner. It did look like Strauch had the final touch.
No, I think there was an extra touch in there. I think the referee's done well here. Strauch did get a little flick and then put off Pinnock as well. But he's right, Strauch. He's annoyed because that's a basic. When there's a flick on from a set play that someone's rushing in at the back post.
Yeah, another corner. Leeds having a good spell here. Ball headed away. Fall to Tanaka. Didn't quite fall for him so he could get a shot away, but he'll whip the ball in. It's flicked on towards Stroud. Couldn't get a touch on it. Falls to Justin, who then just volleys it straight through the penalty area and behind for a goal kick. I must admit, I thought he might have been one of the players that got taken off, Justin, because he's not had his best night. We're about to see Dango Ouattara coming on for Brentford as they look to try and pinch it late on here.
Yeah, he's the obvious one from the Brentford bench. Been involved certainly in the last 4 or 5 games from the start. Ouattara missed out this evening. It's just who he'll replace.
Yeah, and he's coming on for Kevin Schade. Again, it's easy to say, well, he's not really been involved, Kevin Schade, but Brentford haven't really been involved as an attacking threat full stop, have they?
No, and again, he's just been chasing the hopeful hook rather than someone playing him in with that pace that he's got. He doesn't look particularly happy, but again, to me, that's quite a safe substitution, like for like, rather than bringing in Ouattara on and keeping Schade on.
Ball played forward by Kelleher. We have got 13 minutes left. You're live on Talksport. Another ball to Calvert-Lewin that is 20-30 yards in front of him. Kelleher will just take his time and just bowls it out to Pinnock. Back pass back to Kelleher.
I mean, you're trying to squeeze every last ounce out of this, because it's just neither team. Honestly, I can't tell you how safe it feels.
Yeah,
that sort of tension.
Well, this was what they were like against Sunderland, but Sunderland actually went, after an hour, went, right, that's enough. They put Xhaka on and brought another attacking sub on and won a penalty and won the game. But Brentford haven't quite gone for it either, have they? I think if they go home with a point here tonight, they'll be thinking maybe we could have and should have had all three or gone for all three. They haven't done it. They might yet win it. There's still time, of course. As well, they almost played into trouble there. Jan Oliuk gets it all the way back to Kelleher. And now the ball stood up towards the far post. Brentford have left a few bodies forward here, and they're going to get the ball with Keane Lewis Potter. There are 3 waiting in the middle for a cross. The ball is whipped in towards the far post. Thiago can't control it. It rolls behind for a goal kick. Well, it might be the point that keeps Leeds up.
Yeah, and that is what I'm sure Daniel Farke would talk about at the end of the season if they are to stay up. Again, it's still a point more on the board to put pressure tomorrow on the others to get at least a point. But home games such as this feel like an opportunity for Leeds.
Yeah, they do. Just feels like that Daniel Farke is playing a game of poker here, and he thinks he's got a hand that's going to get him the pot, but I don't think he's quite sure. It just feels so edgy here. Ball played forward again by Brentford. It's all the way through. Well, you come here looking at Brentford's away form as now they've turned it over high up the field. Here's Ouattara, tried to play it into Thiago, and Thiago went one way, the ball went the other. You're looking at Brentford as a team chasing down a possible Champions League spot. They've not done enough tonight, have they?
No. Not in the slightest. They've come to defend and just look to counter-attack with a hook ball over the top. But again, with the league position that they're in, they should have a bit more freedom about them, especially towards the end of this game. Actually, can we just open up a little bit, go and get the 3 points?
Well, they've been scoring plenty of goals, haven't they, of late, but not look like scoring one tonight yet. There's still time. 10 minutes left on Talksport. Ball cleared away and bounced off a Leeds player, and it's just put behind, and this is going to be a long throw opportunity. We keep mentioning set piece, but you do feel that's where the goal will come from, and Coyote will advance forward again and look to hurl it into the box.
Yeah, there's no rush, though, is there?
No.
These you really do amble up the centre-backs. Coyote'll make his mark on the touchline and then take 3 or 4 steps back to the advertising hoardings.
All going to be propelled in now towards the near post. Flicked on. Darlow will just comfortably pluck it out of the sky. You are listening to Leeds Brentford on Talksport with Sky Sports. Don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Leeds against Brentford live right now. Search Now Sports for more details. It remains 0-0. We're into the final 10. There's going to be a bit of added on time for sure, but who is going to be brave enough and go out and win it? Leeds just passing, but not really going anywhere at the minute. Well, the roof will come off here if they do get a goal, Leeds. They're going to have to produce a little bit more than they have done thus far. Ball in towards Justin, flicked it on. Ball just allowed to bounce edge of the area. And now Jensen will roll it back in towards his own box. Vandenberg under pressure, but Calvert-Lewin didn't chase Kelleher down. Ball headed back forward. Calvert-Lewin was offside, so Vandenberg just heads it back to his goalkeeper. Still 0-0.
Well, finally, looks like the player I think everyone has been screaming for. Dan James, stripped and ready to go. That electric pace of his will definitely get bums off seats here for sure once he's on.
Yeah, he will. Oh, that was poor from Thiago. He made a bit of a back there, didn't he? And Strack went over the top of him, and Strack's holding his neck as he falls to the floor. That was a naughty one. Dan James is ready to come on. He did land on his head there, Pascal Strack. That could have been really dangerous.
Yes, don't really like to see that, was you sort of back in and let the defender take a bit of a ride.
Well, can Leeds? Well, it is Strauch who's going to make way. So Strauch will pick himself up, holding the back of his neck. He will leave the field, and Dan James, can he be Leeds match winner?
He's just going over to the right-hand side. I wonder whether there'll be just a slight change of system here for Leeds. Maybe go to a back 4.
Yeah. Well, everybody's left the free kick. Well, Carl Darlow is coming right up to the halfway line here to take this free kick. This is not without risks. In fact, he just takes it back about 7 or 8 metres. 0-0 here. 83 on the clock, live on Talksport. The drama to come. Ball, that's a good ball in towards Rodon. Heads it down. Chao Ampadu's handled that, surely. Well, Ampadu's going through on goal, but he did handle it. I'm not sure he needed to handle that. Maybe he could have thrown himself at it, but that was a good free kick and a good header from Joe Rodon, but it comes to nothing.
Yeah, he wins it well, Rodon, doesn't he? He just heads it down to his international teammate. I think he's just misjudged it. He just didn't step forwards when he needed to, and then stuck the arm out on the bicep. It was controlled. Another chance. Comes to nothing.
Yeah, we didn't need VAR for that one, did we? Brentford launch it forward. Headed forward, Calvert-Lewin will give chase. Barely had a kick tonight. Ball now punted forward, looking for Thiago, but again Darlow, his starting position has been really good. He's dealt with everything that's gone anywhere near his penalty area. Balls it out for Justin. Justin over halfway, pokes it down towards Okafor, and that's out. And Keith Andrews is furious with Yamoli up there, saying that he did something wrong. Leeds are finishing with a bit of a push here. Can they find the breakthrough? Here's James. Instantly Ellen Road on its feet. James crosses blocked. It'll fall for Bogle. Bogle again goes backwards. Leeds still have possession. Rodon will find James again. Calvert-Lewin waits in the middle. James heads off in field, looks to slide one in towards Stack. Does well to get it back to Bogle. Bogle's going to whip the cross in. It's gone out on the full. The quality has just not been there. Leeds have not scored in nearly 4 games. I'm starting to wonder, Dean, if Brentford went home, would Leeds still score?
Probably not, no. I mean, but what Dan James does give you is just that ability to disrupt that defensive unit that Brentford have got. It didn't seem a lot, but just a little dart inside, open up the space for Bogle to be able to then cross. Awful cross it was, of course, but still, he's not given Dan James a lot of time, though, has he, to make an impact?
No. It's interesting that Keith Andrews hasn't really changed anything either, has he? Ball here now with James on halfway, feeds it to Bogle. Bogle is going forward. James' pass was just overhit. And Collins again, who's been so good tonight at the back for Brentford. Whenever they have had any defending to do, Collins and Vandenberg have done it pretty routinely. We also sense that since James has come on, Bogle's more willing now to get up and down the touchline. He hasn't really offered that tonight. Hasn't had the chance, really.
No, well, he's been isolated, hasn't he, as the right wing back. Really, all of a sudden he's got a winger in front of him. He can get going because he knows Dan James is going to open up the space.
Ball hurled forward by Keane Lewis Potter. Ball bouncing around. Leeds play it forward, but there's nobody there. Lewis Potter thumps it downfield. There's a Leeds player down. I think it's Calvert-Lewin. He's just holding his head. Maybe got a bang on the head there. He's getting a little bit of treatment. That will surely add on to the time added on at the end. There's going to be lots of it. It's 0-0 here, but it has been a game of so few chances. You are listening to Leeds against Brentford on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. Calvert-Lewin is up. Can he cap off a great week for him? Recalled for England with a goal here. Ball headed away. Tanaka will bring it down. Bogle on halfway. And into Darlow.
Okafor has he barely touched it since coming on. You think that's the whole point once he's on? Can we find him? Can we get the ball into his feet?
Yeah. Stack's done well. Stack wins it. No right to win that. Feeds it to Okafor here now. Okafor wide on the left, level with the edge of the penalty area. Looks to work it in field. Finds Ampadu. Ampadu gets it away to Tanaka. There's a player wide on the right. That's Dan James. 5 white shirts waiting in the penalty area. James pulls it back and gives it straight to Jensen, and then gives away a free kick. No, he doesn't. Play on. James to the byline, drives it in, loops up. Keller punches it away from goal. Not the greatest punch, and it's out throwing on the near side. Dan James has made more happen in 5 minutes than Leeds have done in 85 minutes.
Yeah, because it's just a bit of chaos that he can cause just from trying to take someone on. That's not a new invention. That's just trusting the fact that he's got that pace and ability.
Right, Ampadu. Can they get a touch on this? Leeds wait. Whipped in. Rodon tried to head it back towards goal. They'll go back to Bogle. Bogle looks up, feeds it to Justin. Justin's got Ampadu with him, tries to play it forward. Coyote will head it away. Ampadu wins it back. Here's Stack. He's making things happen now. Gets the ball away to Justin. Ampadu wants it, goes to Tanaka. Tanaka 25 yards out, closed down by 3 red and white shirts. Ball works its way wide to Okafor. He's got Coyote in front of him. Goes past Coyote, hits it low. It was a safe shot and an easy save for Keller to make. But the 2 wide players are having more impact for Leeds. The trouble is we've only got just over a minute remaining of the 90.
Yeah, they've made a difference, haven't they, already? Yet to just find that end product still. Decent little check inside from Okafor with that pace that he's got, but poor strike. Easily saved. Here goes James.
Yeah, beautiful flick round the corner from Stack. James is bearing down on goal. Can he find a teammate? Pulls it into the box. He's backheeled away. Both the attacking players made the same run, and they were both taken out of it with a clearance. Leeds coming forward again. Oh, miscue from Justin. He went to cross it with his left foot, hit his right foot, and then he sliced it. But here come Leeds. Brentford had just sat back here, hoping for the final whistle. There's going to be quite a bit of added on time, and Leeds going for glory here. Ball into the box, not the best cross. It's cleared away, and now the clearance ricochets. Dan James is bundled over, foul right on the edge of the box, right hand side. That was a stupid free kick. Keane Lewis Potter has given away, and this now is a gilt-edged chance for Leeds as we approach added on time. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, really strange decision from Lewis Potter. Just a barge in the back of Dan James, trying to win the header there to give Leeds a free kick on the edge of the area.
Only 5 added on minutes. Oh, we might have had a bit more than that. Well, we're in the 5, but we've not started play yet because Keane Lewis Potter's getting treated. Well, his teammates trying to get rid of some cramp for him. That was a really silly free kick to give away, wasn't it?
It was. But again, Jared Gillis got to get hold of this. He's got cramp, so either move out the way, let's get on with the game, or he has to be substituted.
Yeah, well, that's 30 seconds of the minimum 5 gone, and the ball's not yet in play. Stack, I think, the last 10 minutes has just started to win a few balls. Now he's got a free kick. We know he's got a lethal delivery here. There's a 2-3-man wall in front of him here. It's right on the right side of the penalty area. It's about 20 yards out from goal. Kelleher waits. In comes the delivery to the far post. Good header from Thiago. Puts it behind for a corner. And Leeds get a corner that Stack will come across to take. A minute of the minimum 5 added has gone. It's still 0-0 here. Fans of Spurs, Forest and West Ham hoping here that Leeds don't get a winner late on. It's the 5th game of the day. Live on Talksport, Talksport 2. We're going to get some late drama. Ball whipped in. Here come Leeds. Bodies flying. Tanaka try to advance. Now Brentford might break away. Henderson pokes it for Thiago, but there's lots of white shirts around him. He's got nowhere to go. He does hold on to possession, though. Ball played across the field. That's an awful pass. Picked up now by James in the centre circle. Steps away from one. Tried to feed Bogle. Bogle now coming forward. Brentford backtrack again. Bogle driving towards the edge of the box. Showed too much of it. Henderson clears. Ouattara plays it forward. Leeds win it back, but then they give it back to Brentford. Bogle wins it. Bogle's got Calvert-Lewin. Gives it to James. James into the area. Goes to the byline. Tried to pull it back. Too many red and white shirts in the way. And again, the ball given away by Lewis Potter. Throwing for Leeds and Ampadu as time ticks on by. 2 of the minimum 5 gone.
Well, at least they're giving it a go. They're trying to win every second ball, Leeds, just to keep Brentford penned in. They've got very little to offer going forward, Brentford now, so Leeds pushing for the winner.
They are going to swing it in now. The long throw comes in. Ellen Road waits. Rodon flicks it on. It falls to Stack, who hit it first time and it got blocked. Bogle miscontrols. He's going to have to go all the way back to Darlow, but this time he had no option. Darlow slams it long and downfield. That Stack effort was goal bound. Header one. They'd stayed forward with Biol. It's won back by Ampadu. He's got support on his right-hand side. Leeds looking to win it late on. Here's James. Floats in a lovely looking cross. It comes off a Brentford head and goes behind for a corner. It's all panic at the back now for Brentford. They're clinging on for dear life.
Yeah, that was a testing cross for Brentford to defend from Dan James. Arcing in towards the 6-yard line. Brilliant for Pinnock. He's been excellent, to be fair, coming in.
Good header. Corner delivered. Again towards the 6-yard box. Keller punches straight to Dan James, edge of the area. Closed down by Jensen. Floats in another ball towards the far post. Headed away by Ouattara. And then headed clear by Henderson. Leeds are going to have to go back to Darlow again. Bogle will intercept it. We've had 3.5 of the 5 gone. We should get at least another half a minute. Maybe a minute added on to that. Leeds pushing for a winner. Darlow sliced his clearance, but Oh, James could have kept that in, actually. Instead of taking a touch, he tried to flick it, and it went straight through his legs.
The frustrations continue, don't they, for the Leeds fans? I think they expected a lot this evening. It's not really materialised, but it's looking like another point on the board.
Well, yeah, but it's 4 games without a goal, isn't it, now for Leeds? And that will be drawing its own worries. A goal now would be worth a heck of a lot. Calvert-Lewin chests the ball down. Stack. Oh, he's giving it away. He's giving it away. Here's Ouattara on the edge of the area. Brought down he was, and Brentford are going to get a chance to win it. A free kick, centre of goal, 25 yards out. And this would be the biggest smash and grab of the season if they scored here.
Oh, what a bad time to give the ball away. Ouattara actually felt like that was the chance, wasn't it, on the break? He just needed to play Thiago in. He took an extra couple of touches, and then it was Ampadu sliding in, trying to make amends for the Leeds error. And now there'll be plenty looking at this. Henderson, Jensen, Lewis Potter and Ouattara all round it. This could be crucial.
Well, remember, a win for Brentford. They go within 1 point of 5th place Liverpool. And they are lining up here. Everybody back. Ellen Road is near silent. Carl Darlow waits. He's just signed up the wall. He's basically got every outfield player, barring Dan James, stood in a line across the penalty spot area. Who's going to pull rank and take the free kick? Keane Lewis Potter's marking a run-up. Henderson's marking a run-up. And so, too, is the substitute, Dango Ouattara. Looks like Keane Lewis Potter or Henderson will take it. Here's Keane Lewis Potter, right-footed into the wall. Ellen Rowe breathes a sigh of relief. We've played nearly 6 added-on minutes. And now there's a Leeds player down with a head knock. And Leeds, I think... Well, Darlow's just hauled his teammate Beale onto his feet and said, come on, get on with it. We need to get on with this. But I think as soon as the ball's back in play, the referee will blow the whistle. 97 minutes approaching on the clock now. What a flat end to the game. A free kick there for Brentford. And I think that free kick sums up Brentford's game tonight. Straight into the wall. They've not done enough to win it. Leeds haven't done enough to win it at the other end.
Well, he's having to go off as well, Beale. It's no good going down and then jumping up so that you don't have to go off. He has had to go off.
Jared Gillett will restart play with Brentford getting the ball in the centre circle. And we play on. We go back to Kelleher. Referee looks at his watch. Ball played forward, 0-0 here. Leeds, will it be a valuable point? It drags them another point away from the drop zone. For Brentford, a point nearer European football. But you have to say, for both of them, it feels like 2 points left on the field here that they couldn't easily have taken. Long throw, last chance then now for Brentford. Everybody going forward. Beale is back on, sprints into the 18-yard box to pick up a red and white shirt. Coyote goes to Pinnock, and that's it, full time. Well, a few boos, more of frustration. The effort was there from Leeds, but the quality was sadly lacking. They huffed and puffed in the second half and had more of the ball, but really did very little with it. The late introduction of Dan James made an impact, but they still couldn't really threaten Kelleher's goal. And at the other end, Brentford's second half offered nothing. That one late free kick, their solitary opportunity, that hit the wall. Whether it's a point gain for both will remain to be seen as Leeds look to avoid relegation and Brentford chase down a place in the Champions League. But on this kind of performance, they're a million miles off it. But in real terms, they're just 3 points behind Liverpool now. It ends at Ellen Road, not the dramatic ending we were hoping for, to a bumper day of football on the Talksport network. But it ends Leeds 0, Brentford 0.
At least 3 goals in all the other Premier League games today. Unfortunately, we didn't get one at Ellen Road, as you mentioned. Brentford 3 points behind 5th place Liverpool, at 7th in the table. Leeds move 4 points clear of the relegation zone. They'll be watching closely when Spurs host Nottingham Forest tomorrow. Those are the two sides directly beneath them. West Ham, also relegation threatened, visit Aston Villa tomorrow. Next time Leeds are in action, it's an FA Cup game, the quarter-finals away at West Ham, 5th of April, that's Easter Sunday. They then visit Manchester United in their next league match on Monday the 13th of April. That game live on Talksport. Brentford host Everton on Saturday the 11th of April before a home game against Fulham. Both of those games at home, so I think we'll know soon enough if Brentford are up for the task of making a first jaunt into Europe in their history. Dean Ashton, is that one where you've got a little bit of regret when it comes to Leeds United? You feel maybe Daniel Farke could have rolled the dice earlier and maybe he would have found his goal?
I think we'll only really know at the end of the season how important that point is. You know, I've been in those relegation battles. It's so difficult to shake the kind of fear of losing out of the games. They were very, very safe. Dan James's introduction so late, really. I think that could have been done sooner, without a doubt, without really taking much away from your defensive unit. So possibly, but then again, it's another point to say to the teams tomorrow that they've got to go and get.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at the end of the season we'll know if they stay up by a single point. It'd be a fantastic result, wouldn't it, for them? I don't know if it's a fantastic result, certainly not a fantastic performance when you look at Brentford, a draw with Wolves and a draw with Leeds in their last two games. If they're serious about getting into Europe, when they see other sides around them dropping points, okay, they picked up one today, but would it actually be seen as probably a negative this evening in terms of what Keith Andrews is thinking?
I think a negative just in the performance. I mean, look, away from home to get a point in the Premier League, you can't massively grumble. It's more the performance. I couldn't believe how much they missed Damsgaard. Without him, they literally just hooked it forwards and hoped that Thiago and Shardo did it themselves, made it happen. It was poor. They offered very little other than long throws, set plays, and a hopeful ball over the top. I think that's what's probably the most disappointing to the Brentford performance.
Keith Andrews gives a big thumbs up to the travelling horde. He applauds the Brentford fans. Plenty of smiles amongst the Brentford fans. They're still enjoying their season. They're still up for the fight, I'm sure, when it comes to a place in Europe. It wasn't to be all 3 points tonight for them. Maybe, as you mentioned, Dean, a trip to Ellen Road. Always a tricky one. They'll take the point in the wider scheme of things. OK, time for us to pick our player of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
The Here For It hero on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Maybe a difficult one to choose this evening. Who have you gone for, Dean?
Well, no one deserves it, do they? But I'm going to give it to Ethan Pinnock. You know, thrown in, hasn't played, started to get a Premier League game since September, brought in for a job that he did very well, which was to win his headers. A couple of vital headers, I thought, with difficult crosses that came in. He was the one that got his head onto it. Lasted the whole 90 minutes as well. So out of everybody, I thought he just probably deserves it.
OK, Dean Ashton, thank you very much indeed, and Mark Wilson for your commentary tonight. Ethan Pinnock, our Here For It hero, player of the match from tonight's game with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.